I think he's sitting out because they said he was day to day.
Yeah.
One sec, my alarm went off and now this happened. One sec. Let me refresh.
Their players were cut from a different cloth. Renegades with faces only a mother could love. The Raiders cultivated, then reveled in their ominous image.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed, bound her and her bones. The seas be ours, and by the power where we will roam.
Salute Raider Nation. Appreciate you guys showing up here on a Friday night, man. Talk about these Raiders versus Jets going on this Sunday night. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate everybody in all the mods in the chat. Please, everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel, AJ, Seth, and Ray. Appreciate all of you, man. So if you guys want to give a shout out, more than welcome.
Salute Raider Nation. Happy
Salute
Friday.
everyone. Salute Raider Nation.
All right, heck yeah, frickin'. All right, well, we'll just hop right into it, I guess. Frickin', like I say, gonna be playing the Jets this weekend, man. They're gonna have a pretty dang tough defense, that's for sure. Offense sucks dick, so I don't really even care. I think Zach Wilson's garbage, man. I mean, I love Wilson and I love Hall. I mean, I think Sauce Gardner is pretty good, but I don't like Zach at all. So outside of that, I think the defense will be pretty good. So I think whose topic was it? Is it yours, Ray? I think it's yours. Yeah, because you're the one that has the topic. So if you want to let you take it,
Yeah.
let me find it. I got it here. Which one was it? This one here. It said relying on the defense, how this will be another opportunity for Crosby, Wilson, etc.
Okay. So going into this game, for one, let me start off with this. You know, this is another huge game for our offense and defense. It's actually just a huge game in general for our schedule if we want to keep our playoff season alive. Gonna come out here on Sunday night, play the Jets. Gonna be one of the tougher defenses we faced. But let's get on to the topic about how the defense is going to rely on this. So, as we all know, I understand Josh McDaniels is not in the picture anymore. This doesn't have to do anything with McDaniels. But I just feel like, you know, this could be a game where another prove it game for Graham. Because get it, we played the Giants and we played the Giants and Daniel Jones, you know, went out with an injury. And I'm gonna say this right now. There were times in the game where I don't know if you guys saw in the beginning of the game, there were two deep shots down on the outside that could have been touchdowns, but they were overthrown. And so I'm just saying, like, you know, when Daniel Jones went out, they were limited on passing. They had to rely on Saquon. So they were a first team, like, run the ball down the field type of team. And I just feel like a team against like the Jets, you know, I mean, I'm going to be honest, Tommy DeVito is not better than Zach Wilson. And I feel like even though Zach Wilson played like absolute shit last week, it's like, you know, we let guys like Tyson Bagent go for a good amount of yards, get ran on the whole game. And, you know, we're playing up against Breece Hall. That's another a huge guy over there. We haven't been able to stop the run. We've been giving guys like 100 to 80 yards a game. And or a touchdown or so. So I just feel like if we do want to come out here and win against the Jets, it's going to rely on two of our best pass rushers, Crosby and even Wilson. I feel like Wilson is finally coming alive, especially against the Giants, even though they're a weaker offensive line. We're playing another weaker offensive line this week in the Jets, where they gave up 8 sacks to the Chargers with Mack and Bosa. So I feel like this is another game where Crosby can go for another 2 or 3 sacks, get a couple tackles, like how he's been doing the entire season. I just feel like, this is going to be another game where it's going to heavily rely on pass rush because, the Jets offense is so good and dynamic. It's just the problem is their quarterback play and offensive line. So I'm just saying this is not I feel like there's a way that this is going to be a game where we come down to the wire. But, I like Pierce's energy. I like how he gets people engaged on the sideline, stuff like that. But, I think just like off the entire season, how we played against shit teams and shit offenses, I feel like this could be a game where the offense, like against the Packers, the Packers played a decent offense against us, and we only won by 4 points. So I just feel like this is a game where it's going to heavily rely on Crosby with the dirty work that he's been doing the entire season. So
Yeah.
I feel like another thing I wanted to say is that their offensive line is weak, which is the main thing about it. And I want to say like Crosby's probably going to be lined up on the weaker side or maybe on the stronger side. It depends. And I just feel like that's really going to be really relied on pass rush. So that's why I say this is a game where Crosby and Wilson or somebody on the defensive line, like hell, even Adam Butler, out of all people, surprised me with his play, and even Kuntz, people. I think even Nesta J got a sack. So it's like I'm just hope they play well against how they did against New York, and keep in mind they're playing against a quarterback that's not Tommy DeVito. So that guy Zach Wilson's not afraid to air the ball out. I'm just saying.
That's fair. Dustin, we can't hear you, man. Oh crap! Oh boy. Salute everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Yonder or do you guys have anything to say on it?
I believe it's gonna be a difficult game, but Dustin's back.
No, go ahead.
You guys hear me? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear.
right.
Now I can hear you.
All right, we can hear you now.
I would say that Andy most definitely has a receiver to do it. Salute Rich, salute to Ozzy. Hey guys, so salute, right on having some technical difficulties. All right, whatever, whenever you get ready. Spanish, salute to Rich, salute to everybody, man. Appreciate all you guys stopping by tonight. Really do appreciate it. What were you gonna say, Seth?
No,
he was just talking on it. I was just gonna say,
I was gonna talk about that. I was like, oh crap. Yeah, for me, I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what. So what we on again? Oh, sorry, my mind's been not blank for a sec.
We were talking about. I mean, it's realistically kind of a question for all of us. Do you know, like, I personally believe like this is a game where Crosby and like the entire defensive line. I just named Wilson just because I think like he had a decent game against the Giants. I just feel like, is there a guy on the team on defense you feel like is going to step it up, or is there going to be who's like your main watch and who's going to help on defense this week?
I think Tyree Wilson. I think he's going to get better each game as he goes, but I think he might be learning from. I think he might try and do something this game. Like try and get a sack or something off of that.
Heck yeah. AJ, what do you think?
Is he here? His mic is
Hey,
muted.
Jake.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
All right, wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just some mic difficulties. All right,
You're
what was the topic again?
Just talking about the Jets and what the outcome. What do you think is like? What Ray asked is what do you see like as a player? Somebody stepping it up, or like somebody else stepping it up, or Max, or what do you see in this game?
In this game, I know Colton Miller's out, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do at the left tackle spot. I'm not sure if we're gonna bring Illuminor on the right side and kick out Munford towards the left.
Do you think
I'm
Parker
not sure what we're
starts
gonna
over
do.
there?
Huh?
I said, you think Parker starts over there?
No, I was thinking Munford. I was thinking Thayer Munford.
Or why not Illuminor?
What, Illuminor starts on the left side and then we got Munford on the right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, we could flip it. Either way works. But I feel like in this game, Tucker, he had the game he had last week. What we can do, we could utilize him like how we had Myers on like those little sweeps. Now that the run game's getting going, this really opens up the pass game. You could open up Tucker now, just like in the last game. You could open up hopefully Adams, but you already know they're going to be double teaming Adams basically every snap. So that's going to be nearly
That's
impossible.
Sauce and Adams going to go at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sauce and Adams, I feel like it's going to be, I wouldn't say it would be like a pretty even match, but I know Devontae obviously has that. He has experience, but it's like this could go. I feel like in this game, this really feels like a game where we could possibly put up, I'd say max or like, I feel like this game we could probably put up like, let's say 26 or 27 offensively. This feels like one of those type of, like, we're not going to, like, we could possibly get something, maybe in something, like, we get something early in the game. But you know how, even though like McDaniel's era is done, it seems like we could get something early in the game, but it seems like once we get towards like towards half, it like dies down. The Jets have stars on every level. The defense line, the Jets D line versus our O line, missing Colton Miller is going to be the biggest matchup. So if we can win in the trenches and get Jacobs popping for a second week in a row, we can win this game. Simple. We can win this game that way.
Do you think it's going to be a go down to the wire type game? Do you think it's a 3-point game? What do you think how do you think we win it?
Man, this feels a lot like it's going to come down to us. It's going to come down to a stop either way. It's going to come down to a stand. It's going to be a 4th down stand. That's the type of game it feels like. It feels very evenly matched, very close.
Okay.
Who you guys taking, Aiden or Zach Wilson?
We're taking Aiden.
Aiden.
Who do you think has the better receiver, Wilson or Adams?
Adams.
Do you guys all think Adams is best out of the receivers?
I mean, if we're talking about production, it's Myers. Myers like on the field than Adams.
No. I'm just saying receiver, Adams or Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. You know the fucking wide receiver is Garrett Wilson.
I was wondering about that.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah. Well, fucking talking about the. Well, I don't even think we play the Dolphins till what next week? Fucking.
No,
or a few weeks. Is it a few weeks? Next week. It is next week. Yeah. Fuck, man, it's gonna be a tough one. Yeah, I think what clear as day for the Jets versus us is their defense, man. Like that's just clear as day. The Jets have a better defense, like by a mile. So I think what's going to be like tough for us. Salute, John. Appreciate you, bro. What I think is going to be tough for us is to go out there offensively and to be able to move the ball against their defense and not just get down there and kick field goal. Like we will have to score a touchdown. I mean, there's something that you said just a little bit ago about being stagnant going into the second half. It seems that way no matter who's the head coach or who's calling the offense, because for the last 2 years it's been that way. No matter how we go, 2 quarters of the game seems like we're not putting up points, dude, and that's been going on for the last year or two. So I think like in this game, when you're trying to see if you're a competitive team, see that if everything, if AP is the coach that we need, this is going to be a tough game, but this is also a tough game for Aiden because Aiden's going to have to use all his receivers because they're not going to be able to cover everybody, and Sauce is going to be matching up on Devontae, but Devontae is still one of the best in the NFL, and he should be able to challenge Sauce. So, and Aiden should be able to see that. It's just going to be tough because, like I said, if you have an experienced quarterback, would probably challenge him a lot more. Versus Aiden, I think he'll be doing the, drop-offs, the dink and dives, the check downs. I think probably Renfro will start getting a lot more catches in this game for sure. Jacobs, man, I mean, that's going to be a tough deal right there because if we go into the Jets game and we're sitting here trying to say, like, hey, we're going to solidify our offense by running the ball, like, I don't know if you want to do that.
Quentin Williams is there.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to. Yeah, I don't know if you want to go try to challenge that bullshit. Like for me, what I think you need to do is to go out there and straight open up the pass right away. Like again, something like Aiden come out, throw down field straight up to frickin' Tucker and go challenge out there. Make these guys get up off the line right there and start playing back, and then Jacobs should be able to get a good game going on because then he can get up in there. And I mean, playing in the zone might give him a little bit better, but we got to remember, man, this is not the Giants, man. This is the Jets. Like Jets have way better defense up there for dang sure. So I don't know if you want to just like I know we're gonna push it, and I know we'll do it. Salute. And I always have so much. I have such a problem with your name, bro. Freaking Egalitarian, I think is
Egalitarian.
But salute, bro. I appreciate you, man. But that's like I say over there is like for Jacobs to be able to get it opened up. I think in this game you're gonna have to push Devontae and Jacoby Myers and them and Mayer. You're gonna have to throw the ball, man, and get these guys moving off the back of the line, play back a little bit. So if they can do that, I think we can be able to beat these guys easily. I mean, and you're right, man. You just because they have Zach Wilson doesn't mean that he can't play football. The guy's an NFL quarterback, dude. He's obviously got there for a reason. He has had big games, and he's had some pretty shitty games, but that's the thing with him is he has a really good offense over there. They got a really good defense over there. So I think this is going to be a tall tale for us. And I've said like this game and the Miami game is going to prove like one team is defensively, one's going to be really high powered offensively. So I think it'll gauge us on both sides. What can Aiden do against a good defense? And then what can our defense do against a good offense, So I think these next 2 weeks will be very key. And if we're trying to make a playoff run, if AP is the real deal that can get us to that run, because we can't go out and go trade for players. We may be able to pick up free agent players. And again, Jalen Smith and stuff is a great ad. The guy is obviously playing good.
He stepped up first week.
Man, first week, dude, wasn't even here for the whole week. You know what I mean? And still, what did he get? 2 tackles in the game, everything. I mean, the guy. That's how like I said, AP probably does have good developed skills and good, looking like good. He sees where people are still struggling, but he can make them better, and I like that a lot. So, again, I don't want to speak on Jalen like, oh, he went out and had 2 tackles, great player. Like, I think what is to be known is, does he go from 2 to 5, 5 to 10, does he pick his shit up because he's playing good ball? I think that's what you need to pay attention to. And if you're doing that in week 10, you got to remember there's 18 weeks now in football, dude, and we're going to have our bye week around 13. So it's going to give us another 5 weeks right after. That's a lot of football left. So, like I said, this Jets game will be pretty crucial. I think it's going to be in our house. I mean, I've heard attendance is supposed to favor us by 77%. Is going to supposedly be Raiders. So, I mean, I think that you got a lot here to look forward to, and I think that we need to make sure.
Salute, Ozzy.
I think we need to make sure that our team carries out. If we do get a attendance in our favor like that, that we carry it out, man, and get this win. So, what do you think, Ozzy? You have anything you want to add to it, or?
Yeah, I was just trying to listen in as I was trying to fix my camera and shit.
You're fine.
I agree. Like offensively, we're better than the Jets, but defensively, they're better than us by miles. So I think this is going to be a real good test for Aiden O'Connell, because I feel like he's finally going to go against a true defense, so we can finally get a real scope of where he's at with his development. I mean, this is going to be telling whether we should go quarterback or not in the draft, I think. Or at least a first real test. I mean, he's still got to face KC as well, but that'll be another real test.
Do you think that because Colton Miller is going to be out in this game?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking about. Like,
do you think?
Did we really judge him with him out? Like, it's kind of.
Well, do you think this turns into the Charger game, or do you think this is another Giants game? Like, how do we see Aiden being in that backfield?
I think it all depends on who they put at left tackle, to be honest. I mean, if the guy at left tackle is a scrub, it could be like the Chargers game where we get a lot of pressure on the left side. If we get it, the left tackle can play like decently, like half as good as Miller. I think it can be more. It won't be the Giants game, but it'll be like kind of like halfway in between the two. We can still maybe win by a field goal or something.
So the only thing that I can think of is, well, Parker plays left tackle, but problem is he hasn't been on a squad for a minute. And the next thing I think about is Illuminor played in left tackle, and he played it in preseason. He played pretty well. So
that's what I'm thinking.
That should be the thing we roll with.
Illuminor, it would.
Yeah, I agree.
Illuminor would make the most sense to move to left tackle for sure.
Yeah,
but I don't know if. And I don't know if fucking Van Rotten plays left tackle. Like, I don't know if these guys.
He plays mostly. He can play anywhere on the interior, really.
Yeah, so I mean, I think what would make sense is, like I said, and Parker. I mean, he's played here, so it's not like he couldn't. It's just how long has he been out? How long is the last time he even took a snap? Like I said, I think that would make more logic. Maybe him getting a.
I'm not a fan of Illuminor, but I prefer him at left tackle.
I mean, you don't want Aiden to go out here against the Jets and get destroyed like he had against the Chargers, because then it's just going to be the up and down, and then AP ain't doing no different than what happened there. So I think at the end of the day, you're trying to protect your quarterback here, and I think we can win this game because they'll be trying to blitz and put pressure on him because of those reasons. So I think if the OC Hardigree is paying attention here, he can get these dunk dives off pretty quick. That'll either be bootlegs to the outside, little drags over the top right there, and it can open up big yardage, man. And just like I said, if good OCs playing against players that are putting pressure and put their quarterback in good positions, they can beat that. It gets done all the time. It just depends on
how corners are any good outside of Sauce Gardner. Obviously Sauce Gardner, but how's that second corner? Because I know they got a pretty good overall defense.
I don't know, but I know that corner is good, man, and I can't remember his name.
Man, I can't either.
But I know he's good. I know he's good, man. And
so their other corner is good too, because I know some of that.
I don't think it's Payne, man. I want to say it's Payne, but I don't think that's his name.
I could look it up if needed.
I'm feeling like whoever is like going against their cornerback too might get most of the targets outside of Mayo and shit. Like, because obviously
DJ Reed?
Adams is, he's pretty good too. Then.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's DJ Reed.
Yeah, that's pretty. They got a good 1 and 2 then.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're going to target the probably Mayer more, like the tight ends more, because they'll be covered by like a linebacker or something.
Oh yeah, Mayer and Hooper. Yep, that's true.
Because if they got both those guys at corner, I don't think we're really going to see either wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 do too much damage. Like,
but that's really good corners. That's where you also have Tucker, Carter, frickin'.
Yeah, that's what
you
I'm
got
thinking.
Mayer, and
That's
you got
why I
3
said
other
in the
dudes
chat.
there.
Yeah, because that's what I said in the chat when you guys were asking like who's gonna have to step up. I said Mayer and Tucker because
Yeah.
I see him targeting Tucker and deep shots and that, but Mayer in the middle of the field and stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Because we're not.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get much on the outside with Adams and Jacoby if that's their corners.
And I think what's crucial here for Hardigree is that he can see that type of stuff and start using the other players because Renfro did pick up yards. Dude.
Renfro's
Renfro
throwing,
could
yeah.
be
Renfro wasn't just
could
doing
be a key
cardio.
factor in this game that allows us to open up the offense, that allows Tucker to get downfield not just once but twice maybe in this game. I mean,
it'd be Mayer and Renfro in the middle. Sorry, yeah, Renfro as well. Because what I'm saying is like you use Renfro or Mayer in the middle, like the slot and stuff like that, and then that'll open up Tucker deep.
No, but and not only that, it can get Jacoby, it can get Devontae. I mean, it could get a lot. And I've always said Devontae's always been good in his route
they can't
running.
stop everyone.
It
doesn't matter how good their secondary is. They can't stop everybody.
Once you start opening up players elsewhere, it starts opening up players anywhere. Like that's why I say
exactly.
because players have to start compensating for people that they would have been like, fuck, we only have one guy there. Now we got to switch 2 dudes over here. And I've said with Tucker and Aiden.
Yeah, because you can't double
and Tucker and Aiden are young. So why wouldn't you keep pushing those issues downfield?
I agree.
That's first year, dude. They got to get those mistakes out now.
So the way I look at it is, number one, you're going to double Devontae. Like, that's a given already. So that's already 2 players there, like whether it's like a safety and corner, whatever. Then the other one you're going to have to double because he's been playing well this year is Myers, the other Jacoby. So then that still leaves Mayer and Tucker and Renfro. So the next one you have to then watch out for is most likely going to be Renfro because he's a veteran, the other 2 are rookies. And that still leaves Tucker and Mayer. So it's like we've got 5 weapons right there. You can only cover 3. You probably can only really cover 3 of them without it being single coverage, if you get what I'm saying. Like, so they're going to have to play some kind of zone probably, but we'll see.
What do you think, Al? Do you want to add anything to it or what?
Yeah, I think I would echo what Ozzy said. I think he summed it up pretty nicely. We're talking about the pregame, right, to the Jets?
Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously that Jets defense is pretty nasty. They have a very solid defensive line. They have good players on the back end, especially with Sauce Gardner. And I think this is a game where if we impose our will similar to how we did against the Giants, and by that I mean running the football, doing some more zone runs and, going away from all the gap scheme runs that we were doing before, I think we should have more success in the running game. But ultimately, I think it's going to start there. If we're able to impose our will running the football, that gives Aiden a chance to, then start chucking it down the field. And, I've mentioned it before, a running back is a quarterback's best friend. And, definitely Josh Jacobs needs to get going. And he still hasn't officially cracked 100 yards this season. He was at 98 last week.
He was at 100 and lost it.
Yeah, he was at 100 before that.
Yeah, he was at 100 and
the last run.
Lost it.
Right, but the end result, right? He was at 98 and 98. So that's the one I'm counting. And so hopefully this game, he gets past that century mark and he helps Aiden, by running the football. And I think early on, actually, I may have mentioned this on Monday or Wednesday, early on in the game, and I'm talking about like within the first 5 or 7 plays, we need to chuck it down the field. And I'm talking 15, 20 yards. In order to keep that defense honest and make sure that box isn't that fucking packed, because that's what was killing us earlier on in the year when Jimmy was throwing the football. And Jimmy was throwing noodle arm. And Jimmy was throwing all those noodle passes that were wobbly in the air. The defenses were just cheating, right?
It's the shit that gets me with it's Josh McDaniels firing. No one wants to put fucking shit on Jimmy. Exactly. Don't get me wrong, Josh McDaniels has his faults. Don't get me wrong, but if you're gonna fault Jimmy for being trash.
Yeah, hey, he should have got his bags packed with him. to fucking
Yeah,
send them all
exactly. I
together.
agree.
Yeah.
Like, fuck
No
Jimmy.
doubt.
Jimmy's shit, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mark's got.
He reminded me. He
2.3
was worse
billion
than
now.
Kyle
I mean,
Porter,
hey,
like,
the other
fuck.
night. Hey, the other night we were sitting here talking about Mark's net worth. You know, I was sitting here thinking Mark was still Oakland poor.
Yeah.
And then look up his shit. He went from fucking 300 mil to 2.3 billion. So
$billion,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, that fool most definitely paid to ship all those bitches up out of here real quick. So
Yeah.
What's wild, guys? Actually, like about that point, people say that Mark is cash poor, right? He's
nah, they're
I think
full of shit.
No.
I saw a figure earlier this week. Mark is apparently paying somewhere around like $110 million to Gruden, to Ziegler, and Josh, dude.
Oh, he's paying
That's-
more than that. He's paying
That's a
more
crazy
than that.
amount of money.
Yeah.
That's a crazy amount of
Yeah,
money.
he's paying more than that because he owes Gruden 6 years on his, so that's 60 million, and then he owes Ziegler and them fucking 80, so it's about 145 million dollars he owes
Yeah.
right there. So he got a lot of money going out there. But
That's a hell of a
again,
bill, dude. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, when you got fucking 2.3 billion, 100, dude, this is what I kept talking about when you look at
That's chump
when you look
change.
at Jerry and all of them. When you got your name with a B, not M, like you can
Yeah.
fucking most definitely pay hundreds of millions,
Yeah.
not just 100 million.
Yeah,
like
because what is it?
hundreds.
What is it? Isn't it like 1,000,
It's
100
10
million? is 1 billion?
100. It's 10 100 million, dude. Like
It's wild.
Yeah, 10, 100.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not fucking getting there, dude. Like that's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Mark,
Like you can most definitely pay that bitch fucking. Dude, listen, he got 20.
Not to mention you're gonna make.
he
Not
got
to mention you'll
20
make money
he
back.
got
You'll make more money on
2100
top of what he's
he
got.
has 2,100 millions, dude. Fucking, he can.
To be honest with you, I totally forgot about that.
it's to
Yeah.
put it in simple terms, guys.
He has 23
Mark-
100 millions to be exact, but
To put it in simple terms, Mark has what people say "fuck you" money. That's all he has.
damn
He has
right.
fuck
Yeah,
you
it's the
money.
big
Yup.
fuck you money.
Fuck
right
yeah. Hey,
And
most
not to
people
mention with
say-
all the concerts and everything and the ticket sales, he's gonna make more money on top of that already. So.
there. Yeah.
Oh hell! By next year, he'll probably double that, if not
Yeah.
fucking. at
Yeah,
least
that's what
that.
I'm saying. By
Yeah,
next year, it'll probably be about
4.6
around 4 or 5
billion.
billion. Hopefully,
Yeah,
they can,
that's what I
hopefully soon they can bring the normal ticket price down. I mean, I know they did
Yeah.
for that last game, but I mean permanently.
Yeah.
That's why I
hope
think
so
if
too.
you're gonna
Shit.
ship one, oh, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, hopefully they can make the tickets better pricing soon. Now that he's
Well, they got them cheap right now. They said that it's
Yeah,
gonna
they
be
just brought it down, didn't
74%.
Is it?
Yeah,
is
they
it
said
staying at that though?
77% Raiders and
Oh, for
Allegiant
this
this
game
weekend.
too?
Yeah. Oh, so is that permanent though, or is that just for this game?
I don't know how long they're gonna do it. I mean, maybe as
Yeah.
long as they're winning and they keep the
Yeah,
Raiders
hopefully.
there to keep the stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be the Raiders stadium, not away, and that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
maybe I
Yeah,
think they
I'm
were
hoping.
trying to pack the stadium
Yeah, well,
with
that's what I'm
high
thinking,
prices
because if they
It
wanna-
has to
they-
be.
Keep wanting to black it out, so to
Man,
speak,
I'm
then
checking
they have to bring
SeatGeek,
the
man.
prices
They got tickets under
for a reason.
200, bro. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo.
that's what
Well,
they
that's
had.
pretty
They had
good.
200 in the black hole, dude. They had 200 in the black hole.
Fuck, man, I wish I had a plane ticket right now.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
thinking the same.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty cheap down there, dude. And I mean,
I
that's what you got to do. And I said with Josh, man, I think that they were trying to put it up so high because of where he comes from and how many rings they have and this and that. So I think there was a lot that's going from
That's
them.
not
where
us.
I bet when they were up there in the room talking, you're right. It's not us. And I bet you when they were talking with fucking AP and shit, he was like, look, bro, back when we were in Oakland, man, we were able to go out there, get hot dog, soda, watch the game, fucking blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah, I see
And,
tickets at like
now
160.
you
Let me check
don't
every year.
even-
Let me check. Let me
AP,
check.
AP's advocating in that fucking room
wanna
that it needs
check
to be
the,
less fucking Raider
Yeah,
I
fans.
wanna
fuck
check-
that. Yeah, because he's a Raider fan. Like he grew up
Damn
a
right,
Raider,
just
so-
like John.
He
If
understands
John was
how
in
it
that
is.
bitch-
Let's check.
Hey, I said when John was here, he had Raider fans in that stadium. So, hey, they'll
Yeah,
make damn
yeah,
sure
Chucky.
it gets to that point. Yep, they'll make damn sure it gets to the point
right
they need
now.
to.
For,
Yeah, like I said, I like Chucky as a coach, but the only thing I have a little bit of like with
guys.
is just the drafting. Like I feel like I want someone like a proper like someone that's known for drafting.
Hey, I've said
Guys.
our core people are his draft players. I mean,
Yeah.
Josh
Some-
and Max and that Renfro came from John, 100%.
Yeah, but I still feel like we got to hit more than we miss, kind of thing.
They. I mean, not anybody's 99%. Show me that guy. I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, I know, but the Raiders are kind of like notorious at fucking up in the draft.
And
I
at
mean,
the-
they
at
can
this
look
point-
at it. They can look at it as fucked up, but dude, like I said, the core players of this team is built from John.
Alright.
Wasn't
Oh, I
it?
agree.
And
I don't
actually,
disagree with that. But I'm
and
saying we
Ozzy-
could have done. We could
And
have done
John
better.
wanted
Like, Damon on that
Devontae.
one was bad.
And John wanted
Lee
Devontae.
Farrell was
He even
bad.
tried. John tried to get Devontae when they were.
No, I'm not
talking
saying
about
that.
it,
What
so
I'm
he
saying
most
is like
definitely
the
would've went for,
the ones
Devontae.
where you kind of know before they even draft him, like Damon Arnett, they shouldn't have drafted him. Lee Farrell, they shouldn't have drafted him. They should have taken Ed Oliver or someone else.
Yeah, but to
Yeah,
that
but
to that point,
He played
To
all
that
right
point,
in year
guys.
one with that club on his hand. I mean, he
Yeah,
wasn't
but,
playing bad under him the first
yeah.
year. I mean,
Well, he had, but
it
what
was
I'm
just
saying
first
is
year was
after when he
terrible.
left.
Damon Arnett had like issues in college before coming in, like Carter did. So
He had a club on his hand and he got
Guys.
knocked out by his own players.
no, I just meant his mentality. There was already like red flags
Guys.
there, and then with Klee, he was just overdrafted. Like he's good, he's an okay player, but he was overdrafted.
I'll
That's
take
going
the
for, I watched
master right
Clemson.
now.
Hey, a lot of
One
people
room.
are.
But I would have taken,
overdrafted.
but I would have taken Ed Oliver or probably even
Ruggs would probably,
Devin.
if Ruggs didn't
No,
go
no,
that
I'm
saying
late,
Klee.
much here,
Ruggs
but
is a hit.
he would probably
Yeah,
be one
I
of the
wanted-
best in the
Yeah,
league.
I agree. I wanted Ruggs in that draft, so yeah, I agree with that.
Guys, the Ticketmaster
yeah.
price.
There's
for
just
the
a couple of
Red Dead
questionable ones in
one
there.
room.
The
Jacobs,
Leatherwood's another one.
Jacobs wasn't even a fucking second backup. He was like a third backup, and
Man,
he's one
Ticketmaster
of the
prices
core-
are.
He's one
Yeah, I
of the
feel like
core
we got
in
lucky
the
with that
NFL.
one, but then again, I wanted Jacobs
Max was
anyway,
a fourth
so
round draft
I
pick, and he
that
was
high,
he's one of the best in the NFL. Like,
Man,
Well,
he's
you
what
guys-
Cleveland Farrell should have been.
and fellas,
Yeah.
I was actually gonna say, I think at this point we also gotta recognize that they hit on Amik, dude. Amik's been playing really well.
fuck yeah!
think
I
we
mean, fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
fuck
true.
play though. Why
He's a
not?
ball
I
hog.
even.
Yeah, I'm
He's a
talking more
fucking dude.
first
He's
round
a
picks.
pit bull in a Chihuahua's body, bro.
He's a little
That
fucking
little
pit bull,
bastard.
dude. He's a little pit bull.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
fucking.
reckon
This little bastard's all over the place, dude. I swear, as much as I hate to even admit it, it's facts.
Because if you look at from 2018 to 2022, 2021, whatever the draft after Leatherwood, right? We missed on so many first rounders. And some of them were like head scratches.
Salute, souls. And look, I don't think Leatherwood would have been a deal under them because they took him from
Outside
tackle
of runs.
to guard, and he fucking was great under fucking Pro Bowl guard under that year. So I would disagree. I think, like I said, if it's Gruden's team and Gruden's players, I don't think they. And again, there's no team gonna hit 100 for 100. Their players. Look, this is the thing you got to look at. Their players that they hit on, they didn't just hit on in the team. They're some of the best in all of the NFL. Out of 32 teams, they are like the best. So there's no sitting there saying like, oh, their picks were misses. No, their picks that they hit on are the best in the NFL. If they didn't just slouch hit picks, they knocked it the fuck out of the park, dude. So, I mean, I literally listen to people advocate this whole entire offseason how that Josh Jacobs is the best fucking halfback in the NFL. Max Crosby's not even a debate. Max is murdering every single motherfucker out there.
Yeah, but
Renfro,
tell you, like,
dude, when he plays under the right
if you look at-
person, great player. Like
what I'm saying is, if you look
Ruggs,
at just
if he was there,
first,
even
if
winning
you look
was
at
here, was
first,
great.
I agree. But if you look at first rounders, right, the only ones they really hit.
I
on
don't
in the
look
first
at it
round
like
is
that, and
Ruggs.
I've said it 100
Is
times.
Ruggs.
I don't look at the draft like that because I can
And,
name 10,000. I can name 10,000 first round picks that's never had any success. I don't look at the pick. I don't look at it like that. I said it. Max and fucking Nick Bosa, they were in the same fucking deal. He was in the first, he was in the fourth, and Max was probably the best pick in the draft. So I don't look at first round picks like that. Like, how do people sit there and justify that the first round had the best player in it when Max was in the fourth round? Like, you can't. I'm not going to do that. I've said it 100 times. I don't look at the draft like that. Just because some guy puts a player in the first round doesn't mean he's the best player in that round, dude, or in the whole draft. And I mean, there's multiple guys we can go back in right now in just the last 10 years, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, because it happens every time that later round draft picks have better success in the NFL and end up being better. So that's why I said I don't look at I hate the draft. I don't look at the draft like other people. First round draft picks have higher success rate of failure versus success.
Because all the pressure's on them.
100% facts.
All the fact, like look at Bryce Young. Everything, all the media.
I'm gonna run in here. You guys talk for a minute. I'm gonna run in here.
I don't disagree with that, but there's just the head scratcher ones. Like they knew Damon Arnett had issues in college with his behavior and stuff, and then you look, and then you also look at Leatherwood. If you look at his college tape, right, he wasn't a right tackle. He could have been an okay guard, but he only played 1 year of tackle, like right tackle. So why would you? There's guy, and then Alex Leatherwood, and there was guys like Darisaw. They took him over guys like Darisaw and that, right? You could clearly see Darisaw was a better tackle than Alex Leatherwood, or like when they picked Cleve Farrell. And I'm a Clemson guy, but even I said that was a mistake to pick Cleve Farrell there. Even I'm a Clemson supporter. I would no way I would take Cleve Farrell over the likes of Ed Oliver. So we needed a D tackle. They should have taken Ed Oliver, who ended up in Buffalo. And Ed Oliver has been solid as fuck for Buffalo.
Ozzy, so on Clelin Ferrell, I agree with you. I don't think we should have taken him, and for this reason, if you guys remember, Clelin Ferrell actually didn't run a 40.
Yeah,
because it was going to be too slow.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just that. He's a guy, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he's a kind of player where he needs other players around to get the best out of him. He's not a guy like Ed Oliver who's just gonna be a beast at D tackle. You know what I mean? He's not Tyree Wilson. Like Tyree Wilson's gonna be a fucking beast. Clee's not that. Right? Because people keep saying that Wilson's gonna be a bust like Clee. No, he ain't. Because
Clee has no twitch.
Clay didn't have twitch, whereas Tyree has twitch. Tyree is going to get off that line once he's fully healthy, and you kind of seen the last two games. He's not, and you kind of saw it because people were saying like he was slow off the ball. Of course, you're going to be slow off the ball. You had the worst foot injury in fucking football. Of course, you're going to be slow off the ball when you're still healing. Like that's fucking common sense. And you kind of see in the last couple of games that he's gotten better because his foot's getting better. Yeah.
He's been putting more pressure on.
Exactly, because he's getting off the line quicker now because he's feeling more comfortable putting weight on his foot again. It's kind of obvious to me, like, because, you know, like foot injuries, whether it's AFL or NFL, it's a foot injury is a foot injury. So when you fuck up an ankle or fuck up your foot, like, it's the same injury. So like I'm saying, those injuries take time. Even once the doctors clear you, you still have to take it slow because you don't want to fuck it up again. Mm-hmm. And you also at first you kind of got to be cautious how you put weight on it because you don't want to fuck it up again. Because if you fuck it up again, then you could end your career if you're not careful. Like if you try and push yourself too fast too soon. I think that whole situation was fucked up because of Chandler Jones anyway. Tyree probably wouldn't have played the whole year if Chandler was still on the team. He probably would have played a very few snaps. But yeah, going back to what we're saying though, with the draft picks, like it's not a Dustin's right in the sense that it's not so much about the round, but we've missed on too many. Like there's been too many situations where they picked one player over another player, and it's clear to see that there was better options on the board at the time. Like if you really watch the film on it, I feel like they just didn't scout. Like I reckon it was the scouts, and I'm kind of glad we cleared out all the old scouts because I feel like it was a scouting problem. Like I don't know whoever scouted Max and shit though I would have kept those scouts, but the dudes who scouted for fucking Clee and shit, I wouldn't keep those scouts, man, because I would have taken Ed Oliver.
Well, like Clee and Leatherwood.
Yeah, well, Leatherwood, that was a terrible pick. Like, that was Cable's pick, I believe.
Man, but speaking of picks, man, I don't know why, but man, Byron Young hasn't seen the field yet, man.
Yeah, I think straight back.
That's kind of weird.
I think no, not really. I think he's nursing an injury at the moment.
That's fair. That's fair.
He has, but I think he's been a healthy scratch for at least last week. I think he was a healthy scratch.
It could be just because we've got a lot of DTs on the thing. It could be that. Maybe they're just
True,
bringing him
that is
inside.
true. That is true.
I can't wait to see him because he has Twitch too. He's another guy that can play inside outside, kind of like Tyree.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not as explosive as Tyree, but he could end up being a pretty good player for us.
Okay.
I actually like the Byron Young pick. But he looked pretty good in Bama.
All right.
But yeah, the one thing is I would love to have Gruden back as a head coach because like a lot of people wouldn't, but I love him as a head coach. And if you look at how the team was coming together in year 4 before the whole assassination from the fucking league shit, that team was going to look very explosive with Ruggs.
That's fair. I mean,
So I think if AP doesn't work out, the only 2 coaches I would take is either Gruden or Harbaugh. But I prefer Gruden in the sense that Gruden to me is like one of the most like rated coaches ever. But yeah. And we're already paying him anyway, so if he came back, they probably had to negotiate some part of the contract, but we're already paying him anyway.
That's fair.
So we might not have to pay him a shit ton of money to come back. Might have
We
to pay him
can't afford to miss on another coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying if Gruden came back, like say AP doesn't work out for whatever reason, if Gruden came back, we probably wouldn't have to pay him like a huge amount of money because we're already paying him.
Yeah.
The thing is though, guys, like
We'd have to pay him something. We'd have to pay him something to come back, but it wouldn't be like a full contract because we're already paying him something.
But Ozzy, I was gonna say, like, the thing is, like, we wouldn't have had to look for another coach if those emails wouldn't have leaked. And I'm a firm believer that
I agree, and I feel like if Gruden wins his case, I think Mark should be reimbursed the money they sent him to spend on Gruden's contract, like having to have,
And I'm actually, I'm a firm believer, Ozzy. I'm a firm believer that year, which was 2021.
He was assassinated at the league.
We were turning the corner. And I think if Gruden would have stayed, we would have already been a perennial playoff contender.
Yep, I agree. Ruggs was just about to hit his prime. He was about to become a superstar in the league.
Yeah.
He was going to be a superstar, yeah.
And I don't think he has that same bullshit with the drink driving and shit if Gruden was there.
That's fair.
I mean, even think of Waller. Like, Gruden had Waller playing.
Yeah, exactly. And look at him after he left. Like, they didn't want to play anymore, pretty much.
Yeah, he was at WNBA games instead.
Yeah. I just think, because Waller's the one, the tight end coach we had under Gruden was the one who scouted Waller.
Frank Smith?
Yeah, that's one. But, like I said, this team was about to be a good team, like you said, in year 4. And that's the thing people need to understand. It doesn't matter what coach we get in, it takes about 3 or 4 years for a team to really come together.
Yeah. In that truth, man.
So the more we keep changing the coaches, it's just fucked up because it's just like restarting over again.
So this is a stat that I always bring up, right? And Dustin's familiar with this stat because I bring it up all the fucking time. Okay. Since 1969, the Steelers have had 3 head coaches. Since 1969, I don't think anyone on this panel was born before 69. I don't think so.
No, I wasn't. I know for damn.
Think about it. But since
I would have loved to have been. That would have been the year between the legs.
In the Goaler days.
What were we saying?
Well, I like how the song got silent for.
Al, what were you saying?
What were you saying now?
What were you guys talking about?
We were talking about if Gruden was still here or not. We would have been.
Gruden was here with all of our guys, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we still had our old squad. It would have been crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
But can't worry about Gruden. Gruden ain't here.
no, he ain't now. Sadly, no.
Got to worry about AP and hope that he can rally to keep the job.
That's
And
fair.
I've said that if he gets the guy who's playing, he shouldn't take the foot off the gas because he has nothing to lose, dude. They're gonna fire him regardless at the end of the year.
That's fair.
If even like Rich Bisaccia got fired winning 5 out of 6 games.
Yeah.
So if I was AP, I make it clear as day, let him know that I'm winning every fucking game. And not just to win it, I'm gonna win it. He goes out and puts up 20 plus on the Jets with our team. Oh boy, that'll start talking big volume.
I know, right?
What do you think, Rev?
Can you repeat the question again? Or what you guys are?
Well, I was talking about the last time you had your head between some guy's legs.
Wild.
Oh my gosh. It was a lot of fun, says Ray Hunkin. I'm joking.
All right. What do you guys want to talk about? Got another topic? Or Al, you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you now, dude. Yeah,
What?
internet connection.
What were you saying? What were you saying?
Well, I was originally talking about how the Steelers have had so much consistency, right? And they've only had three head coaches since 1969, and we've had, I think, 4 or 5 since October 2021. I mean, thinking about it, we had Gruden, then we had Bisaccia, then we had Josh, and now we have Antonio Pierce. So 4 head coaches in a period of 2 years, right? And we just need more consistency across the board in order to sustain any kind of success. And, you know, you take a look around the teams in the NFL who have had the consistency, who have winning cultures. One of the key commonalities between all of them is they have consistency in the head coaching position. You have consistency in the GM position. And you mentioned this on other lives, the sample size on Antonio Pierce is very, very small. So we got to see a wider sample size of games to figure out whether or not he is the guy, right?
That's facts. He has to have way more games. I've said it, dude. When you put dudes like Harbaugh and them side by side, one guy's credentials stick out way higher than the others. And it doesn't matter about, oh, I feel this way about a certain person. It's about what somebody's done with their career at that point in time. So I agree 100% that AP got to go out and win games. And I've said it. He got to not just win games. He needs to win games. He needs to go into this fucking Jets game, put it up by 21, 17, something. He needs to be able to show that this team got turned around, that they want to fucking fight to win. That would be something to fight to keep your job. But if you're just out there fighting 3 points, this and that, I mean, fuck, dude, we've been doing that for a long point in time. That 30-6, that's something we haven't been doing. You know what I mean? That's something that stands out. I said, do you think Mark's paying $150 million, $150 million just to be average? No. I think he wants to go. I've said, dude, everything lines up for Harbaugh to leave college and come right on over here, dude. Like, I've said, you don't fuck the pooch on that shit twice, so AP most definitely got to be able to do something different to make sure that he can keep that job. Look, I like the guy, dude, but jobs ain't just given to people, and people are going to talk about, oh, AP should have this and that. Guess what? Everybody says that every single year about every person in those spots. And every one of them, more times than not, end up gone. So the reality is, if he's just facing reality, I've said it. When you're going to go for 3 to kick a field goal and you're in the 5 yard, just go for the fucking touchdown. You don't have anything else to lose. You go for the touchdown, show that you're trying to get points, probably going to get your job. Motherfuckers kicking field goals are guys that got fucking contracts. They're going to be there for a long time. Guys going for touchdowns, guys trying to fight for jobs. That's what I would do. But we'll see. And again, it's going to matter on the defense, how if they can keep holding teams down to 3 points or fucking 6 points or 10, that's what it's all going to come down to too. But what do you think, Ray?
What's it called? You want to go on a new topic? I was about to say that.
That's what I was going to say. What was your other topic? Something about Josh?
Yeah, I think it was about
I got it right here.
Yeah. About how the reasons why Josh got fired. It got leaked, yeah. Okay, so according to what ESPN's been saying, they said that McDaniels had to do more. The reason why they fired Josh McDaniels is what they said is according to that had to do more with or had to do less with the football related reasonings and more about personality. And I think I see the reason why. It's because like when they had that player meeting or that team meeting, I think when you guys were talking about it, about how McDaniels was they had that meeting and then they were talking about the Patriots and stuff like that. And, Josh got into his feelings.
Someone told them that they hated seeing his face every day.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And it's just like the thing. I think the real thing that lacked in this team that I really thought I didn't think this would. I mean, they said they even tried to warn us. I think I saw Brandon Marshall talk about it, about how he hated Josh McDaniels so much, and especially the fact how his personality was on the field, and sometimes even in press conferences he talks about how a player should do certain things or how they played and stuff like that, which I guess brings down team morale. And especially I feel like after the Lions game when they spoke out about how Josh lost half the locker room, I think at that point, bro, you're just you're out of here to me. If you're losing the locker over your performance or production as a head coach, I just feel like there's a no-brainer why you're gone.
I think what's kind of crazy is for me is people were saying that he made football so miserable. They said, dude, and they think that Josh was just blind to it, he didn't even know, he didn't even see it. You know what I mean? He thought it was all good and everything was fine, but people were saying that he made football so miserable that they don't even think he's seen it.
Yeah.
I think that just happens, right? It's a function of Josh just always being in the office. I'm sure he's game planning. He's not necessarily asking these dudes how you're feeling and shit like that. So, yeah, it's tough. I read that same report that he didn't know that they were that miserable. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it just sucks that he get in his head that much. And the other thing I think is even more crazy the more I think about it is that Ziegler came here to be a yes man behind Josh, and I fucking hate that shit. I don't know why it always works out like that, dude. I miss the days where GMs were GMs and head coaches were head coaches, dude. I really miss those days, man, because it's just crazy that the more and more reports that come out. Dude, Ziegler was on a fucking podcast putting Josh down, bro. Said that he tried to trade for fucking he tried to trade up for fucking Bryce Young. And
That's
is it
crazy.
Bryce? It is Bryce Young. Yeah, said that he wanted to trade up for Bryce Young. And fucking
Yeah, because
Josh didn't
Ziegler
wanna
wanted
do it.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, Josh
And
wanted to,
Ziegler
and
wanted
Josh didn't
CJ
want to
Stroud.
do it. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
fucking told him that he didn't want to do the 3 years, $72 million on Jimmy. Fucking, he was talking all kind of shit on this podcast, dude. Fucking about Josh and how he wanted to run the team.
Wait up, Ziegler was saying this on a podcast?
Fuck yeah, he was on some dude's podcast saying this
Which
shit.
one was it? What podcast was that shit?
I don't remember. I don't know. I seen it on YouTube, man. I seen Ziegler at the Bill, so I turned it on, and
Better hope that shit's not AI.
it's 100% Ziegler.
Hey
Ziegler
fellas, I'm
said-
in the chat. I have to run an errand, but hey Dustin, it was good chatting, dude, and
Thank you.
everyone else on the panel. You guys are awesome. I'll be in the chat, guys. Peace out.
Yeah, watch. I'll get the video and put it on my deal, just like I did the other one, because most people don't see them. I seen the one with the David, numerous of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that one was Ziegler's for real, and that's why I say, like, when you see shit like that, that's why I said what I said a few days ago when we were talking about it, that he most definitely might not ever get another head coaching job ever again. Like, it's something that this dude just has in him as a person. You know what I mean? Like, that's just something Josh has as a person.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you don't want any person to be like that has that much success, but maybe he goes back to New England and they give him the head coaching job and he can do it there because that's the people already in, like, that organization already has those type of people installed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can't come to the hood and act like you're going to put fucking city folk in the hood.
Fact.
But this is the thing that we do know. Who gives a fuck? Dude, he ain't here no more. Ziegler ain't here no more. They're all up out of here. So, what do you think about Tyree in this upcoming game? Do you think he's going to do any good, or how you see it?
I feel like, I think we've all, like, if I would have, let me just start with this. I feel like, as a player, people develop and it takes time for them. Obviously, statistically, Tyree Wilson isn't there, but on the field he shows it. But, I feel like that's what the kind of player he is. He's not like a stats guy just yet. He's more of he's just a player that shows out on the field. But I feel like this is another, like I talked about how Crosby, I feel like he's just going to be like the player he always is. I just think that with Tyree, it's more of just, is he going to still be able to generate pressure, stuff like that, which, he's still a rookie, he's still learning. I think he can still do it at a high level, and I think you talked about it, about, how he came back from one of the toughest injuries in, now in a football, have and deal and then come back and still play and stuff like that. I just feel like, I don't want to be like, wait for year two, but like at the end of the day, that's progression. But I feel like if we're talking about this Jets game, I think like it's still a possibility for him to do something. It's just more so, like, is he going to put the
So let me ask you a question real quick. What round did we take Khalil Mack in?
The first round?
What pick?
4, I think.
How many sacks did Khalil have that year?
Actually don't know. I'm about to check.
You literally just said it.
I did? He had 4.
That's right. Guess where fucking Tyree is? Oh, here's another thing. Was Cleo Mack injured?
I think so. I don't know too much. Like,
Did Cleo Mack come from college injured to the NFL?
I'm pretty sure.
No.
I don't know.
So, again,
I just feel like at the end of the day, there's just development. I think like there's another guy like.
But at the end of the day, one guy was ranked to be one of the best in Raider history in his 4-year tenure as a Raider. He had 4 sacks in his first year. He was picked the 4th overall. He would have been considered bust by a mile.
Yep.
Then Tyree comes from college, one of the worst injuries that a player can have, period, with his foot. And again, something that they get off on, press down the ground and cut on, all kind, face up on dudes. Obviously, feet are very fucking important. Not only did he go through the injury, went through no camp, no off season, no OTAs, no anything, comes into preseason, only gets played towards the end, then fucking takes into the season because Chandler's out there. The guy's already got 1.5 sacks. I would say he's probably farther ahead of Khalil with no fucking injury than where Tyree came in with all his injuries. So, like I said, these guys can be on the Tyree, oh, he's a bust. They just don't know football. They don't know history. They don't know how people develop or players.
I feel like the main thing is just progression, to be honest. Let a player develop in the system, see how they do. I mean, like, for me, I think that's been playing football. Like, I played football like 2-3 years ago. I feel like, the main thing is just developing into the system and just learning it, honestly. And like, that's the thing for the Raiders too. Like, at first, Devontae, he complained about how he didn't understand the system. It took him time, ran the wrong routes. Still put up like 1,500 yards at the end of the day. I just feel like, at the end of the day, it just takes progression and, learning. And then just like at the end, that's the main thing to me.
Yeah, I can't just go out and act like everything has cheat codes and it's a video game. It's not how it is.
Not every player is built to put up like Madden stats in their first season. It takes time.
That's facts, and you're talking about only a handful of people that can do it to begin with.
Yep.
Just because they're in the NFL, and just because they may say that they're somewhat good, doesn't mean they're great.
Exactly.
So, for me, it's like, look at Jacoby, right?
Yep.
I didn't really like Jacoby when he was with New England. And when they said that they were going to pick him up, bring him over here, there was part of me that was just like, man, fuck this guy. I'm sitting here thinking like, man, this dude was the best thing we got. Outside of Spillane, Jacoby the best fucking damn pickup we've had all fucking year by a mile. And not only that, like, I'm excited that we got this bitch locked up for 3 fucking years at $33 million. So, damn right, thank you before you guys got fired. Thanks. Like, that's the thing with people like this guy. He can make a massive difference. Spillane's going to make a massive difference within our team. We got some key pieces. Like, I hope that they just cut Peters right after fucking this shit's over, but... Yeah, he's garbage, dude. I fucking hate Peters, man.
It's like he shows glimpses, and then like on top of that, he's just playing a lot of off zone, off man.
Dude, he shows glimpses about backup quarterbacks that suck dick. When he plays a quarterback that's a good, he gets shredded.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're sitting here talking about Peters getting
What's crazy is that
like
Peters
a volleyball
had
a football against a backup quarterback.
What's crazy is that Peters probably this season could have had 3 or 4 interceptions, but he somehow only has 1. It was a pick 6 in Detroit. I remember that. He dropped. Remember in Pittsburgh when he dropped the pick six, and that could have been a pick six. Then last week he dropped one against New
He
York.
dropped the one on the sideline.
Yep.
I mean, I get people are, like I said, I get the nobody's perfect type deal.
Yeah, for sure.
The problem I have is he's supposed to be elite in those spots. I fucking knew for sure that dude was dumb. We're over here still getting him, and then we're asking him to be like, oh, fuck, I don't know why he's not Pro Bowl fucking Peters when he played with the Chiefs. You don't want me to answer that question.
That's the thing about getting a veteran player, bro. It's just that you know that he's at the end of his career, and you have a player that's like not the same, and you try to say that they'll put up the numbers or stats that they had when they were on their teams before, but it's like that's how it works, bro. I feel like the last time I've seen a veteran player do well in this system is probably back when we had when I saw about like Jerry Rice when he was like still consistent for 1,000 yards with Tim Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I like Casey Hayward's production when he was here just a year or so ago. I mean, I'm not going to pass on that, but
you said who? You said Perryman?
No, I said
Harmon?
No, Hayward.
Oh, Casey Hayward. Oh yeah, he was pretty decent. I liked his. He was pretty good. Yeah, I liked him, but I think he asked for a good amount of money. That's why he went to Atlanta.
I was sitting here thinking, like, damn, I went in and dropped my shit on the ground out there. No, but that's why I say, like, for me, I think for our team, if let's just say AP gets the job at the end of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to break this whole fucking team all the way down, like dead ass. He just needs to break it all the way fucking down, rebuild it from his standpoint.
Say first.
And like I said, I think the quarterback or the offensive coordinator position, we'll just have to wait till the end of the season because there's always guys that do come up and are developed. And listen, I've posted on my Instagram, Bo Hardegree does not have no slouch ass pedigree with quarterback developed. Bo Hardegree actually has great development, great stats with, I mean, fuck, some of the dink-ass quarterbacks in this whole NFL that's had their best years was under him. So, like I said, with Bo, I'd like to give him I'd love to give Bo the rest of his season and see what he can do offensively in the game. Because, like, you know, the other thing I was sitting here thinking, I didn't really know this, but as I got to look into it more and more, because I was looking at coaches and stuff, or like AP and stuff, you go look at O'Connell, or not O'Connell. Yeah, is it O'Connell? Fucking.
You talking about Aiden?
No, the Vikings coach. Fucking.
The OC.
He's an OC, but he's a head coach. But
Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell. That's what I thought it was, O'Connell. Long story short, dude, he was with the Vikings, dude, and he was with them in those times and stuff, dude. And like he even spoke about in the article I was reading about how a lot of people didn't may not have viewed him like he looked at Will Fork or fucking Gronk or all these other guys. But he also said, like, Tom Brady and them, the work ethic and what they did while he was watching is what made him change. Maybe not in when they were playing the game, but the way that he coaches now and shit like that. So I've just said, like, I'm not against Bo Hardegree getting the chance to go up because he can most definitely do it. He has his chance. But this is something else too. This is something I'm gonna make clear as fucking day too, because this is the contradicting shit that I don't like that people are gonna be okay with. Everybody said that they didn't like Josh McDaniels because his ass cheating over there in fucking the Broncos or this and that, right? You know why fucking AP got asked to leave fucking Arizona? Like, does anybody even know the whole technicality of that shit over there? Like,
I don't, to be honest.
That's why a lot of people ain't even educated in where people are, what they come from. That fool was blatantly out cheating numerous way, dude, where people were just blatantly coming out saying like, hey man, you can't do it to that extent and things of those deals. So like AP, people sit here and say, yeah, AP, but that's the Raider way. But then if it was Josh, it was, oh, he's a dirty piece of shit fucking for the Broncos, you know?
Well, that to me is stupid anyway. The second you say anything about like cheating or whatever, what was rule number one? You ain't cheating.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, and that's an Al model.
Yeah, that's Al Davis. So I don't get why someone would say Josh McDaniels, because it might be other reasons, but I don't understand it if it comes to like the cheating.
Yeah, they
that's
say
bullshit.
it all the time.
That is the Raider way. The Raider way is to fucking, you know,
they said it
back
all
in the day they used to take their heads off and back in the day even the early 2000s, man, if you were a defensive player and you knew the opponent had like a bug knee or something, they would target the fuck out of that knee. Like,
and they sit and talk about Harbaugh. They talk about all kinds. That's why I say these guys don't know the history of their team. They don't know the history of players or anything. I heard a guy sit here and say, well, I want to get fucking Jim because Jim doesn't know the Raider way. You're fucking dumb as hell. Motherfucker is a quarterback.
He's been with the Raiders. What are you talking about? He's with them before.
And that's why I just sit and say, like, people don't even know the history of the players, coaches, or anything, and then talk about, like, if they know who these people are.
Yeah, because I remember when he coached with us,
he was the quarterback coach in the 2000s.
Yeah, quarterback coach, in 2000s. That's right.
Yeah.
Because he was the quarterback coach when we went to the Miami AFC Championship game.
Yeah, but he was here with Gruden.
Yeah, that's right. The only time we ever made it to the Super Bowl.
But I think frickin' long story short, it's just like I say with a lot of these guys, frickin' you make him right after the year, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure. I know it was with Rich Gannon.
2000.
I'm trying to remember, but
but it was 2000 or 2003. But either way, long story short, he was here right here. He was here with them in the beginning, and he knows the culture very well, dude. And not only did we try to get him once, we tried twice. So I mean, it's not like he doesn't know or we don't know. But all I'm saying is that if look, at the end of the day, the team needs to be broke all the way down regardless. So I don't care. If you're going to use Devontae and them and Jacobs and all, then you just got to build the team to them. Like, you got to break the whole roster down, get rid of a lot of these fucking dink-ass fucking, especially Van Rotten and them. Like I've said, Illuminor's got to fucking go. Van Rotten's got to fucking go. You got to put Munford into that right fucking tackle. You're going to have to find different fucking right guard. You have to build the team to tailor the people that are here.
The only one I might keep out of names you said is Van Rotten. Because I feel like Van Rotten gets a bad rap. But yeah.
He's not a run blocker, so he most definitely, and he's garbage. So that guy got to get the hell out of here anyway. So the problem is he's not brought here. He's not brought here to block for fucking Adams. He got brought here to block for Jacobs, and without him blocking for Jacobs, he's irrelevant on that line. Like, when you have people that are up there on the line that block so Jacobs can run, then that's what the point is. He is a pass blocker. He is not a run blocking player.
I would agree with that, but a lot of our lines like that. Though.
He's got to go. He's got to go. Fucking
I agree
Parham
with that.
blocks. Parham blocks. James blocks. Fucking Munford blocks. Fucking Colt Miller blocks. So he don't block. Bye. Fucking Luminor garbage. Can't get blocks. Bye. Like, that's how it works. That's how it works. So if he don't fucking do it,
but I'd say Van Rotten's just as good as.
Either way, my point is he got to go. So I don't give a fuck. Like the guy or not, he got to go. So either way, you got to build it all the way back up, man. If you're gonna keep people like Jacoby Adams, fucking Renfro, fucking deal, you got to have the players to fucking play behind the line. Can't put people here because people like them. You got to have people here that play the scheme.
No, I'm just saying outside of Miller, maybe. Outside of Miller, his run blocking is still about the same as freaking Parham and Andre James.
Who?
Van Rotten.
No, he is not. The guy is trash. Like, that guy is garbage. But again, I'm not gonna sit here and get stuck
No,
on this
sir.
fucking guy in the conversation. So either way, outside of it, them two dudes got to go. And then outside of it, I don't know if they want to keep Yak and switch off that type of fucking offense where you're not running a fullback because he becomes irrelevant, to be honest. Because you can keep a guy like Mayer, you can put in a fucking another dude at the offensive lineman. I mean, you got other ways to work around without having fullbacks anymore. And I think unless you have dudes like Gruden or people that tailor fullbacks within their offense, then I don't even know if Jakob Johnson should stay here because let's be real, all he did was block for Josh to run anyways. Did the guy ever catch a ball here the whole time he's been here? Like, has he maybe won? Like, what has he run once?
Yeah,
So,
Jacob's more of a blocking guy. He's not a catching fullback.
yeah,
That was the
that's
reason
my
why they
point.
got rid of
So,
Ingold.
Yeah, because Alec Ingold was a catching fullback.
yeah, you just got to move away from all of that stuff. I think we need to get more tailored into today's offenses
I agree
where
with
just
that.
like I've said about Debo and so on like that, Debo Samuels and all those guys are brought here or brought to the NFL because they're dual positional players. And I think in today's offenses, that's the kind of things that you need. And I just think like with Tucker, dude, you have Tucker, he shows, dude, this guy has got massive speed. I said it when we were watching the video on him, when people were talking about him doing 4.4 40 in the combine. And I'm like, no. I said straight up, no. This fucking guy is fast. So I started researching that motherfucker instantly. I said, you don't have 4.4 speed and gap dudes that speed. I was like, there's just no way. Then started reading it up, and then it said, "Oh fucking, he ended up having a bad fucking combine, dude, and he ended up clocking on 2 bad times at a 4.440." Then you go look up his times back on the field, and he was clocked at a 4.27, 4.29 40. So that's why I say, if Tucker gets where you start throwing him deep downfield, dude, I mean, there ain't a safety. They're going to have to put a safety over the top because look in this last game. The second he got out and around, I said he reminded me of Ruggs instantly, dude. Like, when he got out and around the player, he was gone. He just
That's
gapped him
facts.
for like 10
That's
yards.
facts. Tucker's our Ruggs replacement, facts.
Yeah, he gapped him like a motherfucker instantly, dude. Like, and he gapped him for like 10 right away. So I just think like when you have things like that, and that's why I say Aiden and him can be a very dangerous combo for years and years and years to come. And just like I said, you have Adams out there. I mean, if Aiden's gonna be anything good at a quarterback, dude, I mean, if he can't do it with these players here, he's not gonna do it at all. I mean, let's just be real. Like, if you have Jakobi Meyers playing phenomenal football. Adams, one of the best in the league. You have Jacobs, you have fucking Mayer, you have Renfro, you have Carter, you have Tucker. I mean, this guy's got a fucking whole entire weapon, dude. He's has a Hooper. I mean, this guy got a fucking weapon, dude. Like, he has some weapons. So, like I said, I hope Aiden gets it done. I hope he can get it done. And then if they do all get it done and AP does get it done, then, you know, like I said, I think he should tear it down and build it the way he needs to. But we also have to be fair, too, man, that if AP doesn't get it done, man, you got to move off and move to the next coach. So that has to be the number one thing every person has to have on top of their mind right away is that if AP does not get the job done, you can't sit here and say, well, AP comes from Compton and if he don't do the job, he don't do the job, dude. That's facts. And we can't sit here and say, yeah, but just give him a year. No, fuck that shit, dude. If you get a game win like today, he doesn't need a fucking year because he obviously got the team to play it right now. So why can't he get it to play it the rest of the year? If he goes out in the rest of the year and let's say that he has no more games like that and every game's struggling or losing, like I said, I would just have to look to go to the next guy because it's nothing different from what's been happening.
To be honest,
years
with the way the NFL is running shit, unless Pierce goes say like 5-3, and then wins a playoff game, I don't know. I don't see Mark Davis passing up on someone like either Harbaugh or possibly if Chucky comes back to head coaching again.
Hey, I've said look at fucking Rich Bisaccia won 5 of the last 6, dude, and didn't get
That's
the
what I'm
job.
saying. Like it's like he'd have to have at least a winning record in his last 8 games, like 5-3, and possibly win that playoff game just to have like a legitimate shot.
What do you think, Ray?
I mean, to be honest, if I'm really being honest with this, I feel like, if Pierce, I feel like it's kind of too early to see what the future holds for him, even though he had a good game last week. I just feel like it's kind of too hard to make a decision already. But, if he does, like, I feel like you guys pulled up a great point, though, like, about how, there's still things that they're still learning about. Like, you guys like certain where they're running the team and stuff, and like Pierce's energy and stuff. And hopefully, like, I've even said it since we got this guy, all the stuff that he's talking about. He's from Compton and all this other stuff and a bunch of other stuff. I just feel like, if you're about that, you show that energy on the field. I mean, like, you showed it last week, which, we needed. And I feel like it's energized this team in a way that we haven't seen in a while. So, I like this guy. And I just feel like, if Mark wants to keep this guy, I feel like he just wants to keep seeing W's on the column. And hell, I feel like, to be honest, if we miss out on the playoffs and we go like 8-9 or 9-8, I feel like that's an improvement to me, because like this team on paper, to be honest, we really should have been a playoff team. And I
We
just
should
feel
be a
like,
10 and 7, 11
with
6 team at the bare minimum.
all the underperformances from Jimmy and how the defense played, and now they're actually stepping it up. Like after last game, hopefully they can keep it up. I just feel like right now we're in a good good way. Right now we're in a good direction.
So if he goes out and has 8-9 season this year, and then goes out and has a fucking 7-10, you're okay with that?
Nope.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're gonna regress your team regardless, because the players here. Look,
the thing you guys said before. Can I just say really quick? I said that.
That's why I'm with
you guys were saying. You guys were saying earlier, or I think Dustin was saying, is that they came into this team right after the trade deadline, and they weren't able to make any moves on this team. So
yeah, but you guys are not. You guys aren't looking at key factors. See, this is the thing I hate about real life football versus Madden football.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm on your side.
People aren't looking at real life factors. This is real life factors, right? This is real life factors. You guys are anticipating next year is going to have the same everything right now. That's what you're anticipating. But that's not the reality. The reality is, no matter how this team goes out to the end of this year, there's going to be massive personnel that leave this fucking team because they're Josh McDaniels people, and they're going to get the fuck up out of here. They're not staying here for Raider way or Raider any deal. They're leaving. Third down fucking play callers, fucking personnel people. There's going to be all kind of people that are bouncing up out of here. That means that there's going to be player contracts that are going to be leaving and fucking going. Like, there's a lot of things that go off of what is here, just like what happened with Gruden, the same way.
I agree. And
work here with people versus people not. Now, here's the real factor you have to ask yourself at the end of the day when you're talking about what you're looking at in an organization and people. If you have an option to hire whoever the fuck you want, whoever, and you're sitting here saying they got Harbaugh, John Gruden, fucking Ben Johnson, fucking dude from fucking the Washington. I can never say his fucking name, but you got Dorsey. You have all these guys, and you're telling me you're gonna take AP over all of them? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's a big fucking problem because there's a lot of teams that ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, I agree.
So why are we the only team
but that's the thing, though. How you can't just judge it. We're not judging off of that's what I'm saying. We're not judging off one game.
I'm gonna tell you this right here, right? I'm gonna tell you this right here. You guys have been saying the same thing about every motherfucking guy that's come here to the Raiders, right? You say the same shit, the same story right here, right now. Guess what the same result is? Same result is nothing. It's been nothing the whole fucking time. I've said it. There's only been there's only been one guy. John Gruden has been the only defining factor of Raider Nation in 20 years that's rebuilt this team twice over and has got us to a winning side of football.
I agree. That's what I said. I wouldn't mind talking about
Del Rio. It wasn't more Rio. It was more McKenzie. That was McKenzie's fucking draft.
Agreed.
He was the one that was putting that team together.
Yep.
Del Rio made one of the biggest errors as a football head coach. He got rid of Musgrave for fucking Downey. Like, that's massive. That wasn't in year one. That was in year two. When your team firing on all cylinders, guess what he did? He blew that bitch up. So
in 2018, that's right.
Those things. You can't do those things, and then look here and say, well, look, that's an improvement. You guys been saying improvement the whole time. It's never done good the next year. Like I keep saying it over and over. Harbaugh needs to come in here. As much as I love Gruden and watch him do it for a third time, the only reason I'd advocate for Harbaugh is because he's not going to listen to nobody. He's going to be just like me. He's going to be like, I don't give a fuck what you guys think. He's going to be like, I know what it takes to win. I'm going to blow it all the way down to the players I want. And that might be quarterback included. And he's going to build his shit the way it needs. And I think if you're going to, people can sit here and say like, oh, yeah, but look what he did with the good. They've had a winning team ever since. So ever since he's left, that team's been a winning team for damn near the most part and great defensive players. I mean, let's be fucking real, man. Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis, dude, he was there when they got him. Like, let's be fucking real. Those are two of the greatest fucking linebackers to play in the game. Like, they have badass motherfuckers over there. So I don't give a fuck. I most definitely would take him to rebuild this team and do it all over again. Like, I'm tired of playing this, this guy, that guy bullshit. I don't want to play that shit.
And that's the problem with Raider Nation, bro. It's just that we give up so early on a player or a coach or more so coach, because let's just say this. Our tandem with Gruden, right, lasted only 3 years, and his rebuild was just getting at his peak. Then we get Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels goes 6-11. Then we rebuild again. What did he end this season with? 3-5. It's like we don't full out. Like, there's a reason why coaches get long-term contracts so they can rebuild or fulfill this team to be a winning team. If you're gonna give them
those years, not just shit can them. Big difference. Can't say like, yeah, I'm giving you 6 years and fire you in 2. Fuck you why didn't you just give him a 2-year contract then?
That's what I'm saying.
Why didn't you just give him year to year at that point? Yeah, you don't give a guy 6 years and fire a guy in 2 years, no matter how you're looking at it. Sometimes, like I said, they're looking at it different than what you are. If you didn't want to look at it that way, I've said GMs they're taking what the fucking owner's vision. That fucking GM don't own the damn team. He was going by what the fucking owner told him, his vision. So that's why I said I don't buy all that bullshit, dude. Like, again, I've said there's people out there that have been in the team. I mean, you can tell people that are owners that are for the team versus dude that just take the money, So, and like I've said this 100 times, dude. Like, look, I don't care people's feelings. One, if you want to know the correct answer to the Pierce thing is, Pierce shouldn't even be in that fucking job. That's facts. He shouldn't even be there, dude. Josh should have carried out the rest of this year. He should have been fired, and John Harbaugh should have been put in there. But now you put a guy like Pierce that wouldn't even have had the fucking opportunity, wouldn't even have got a goddamn head coaching opportunity or job or offer. Now we're over here debating should he have the fucking job. Like, no, the fucking guy it says intern for a reason, and he was a fucking linebacker coach. He wasn't even the guy. I've said it. Patrick Graham's the guy on that roster that should have that damn job because he's the only motherfucker that had a head coaching job interview and was being looked at to be a head coaching job before he came here with Graham or with Josh. So, hell fuck no. Like, I don't look at it like that, dude. He shouldn't even be in that spot. He shouldn't even have that spot right now. And the only reason he got that job is because we shit can the regular coach. And they got to put a guy in replace. That's why it says interns. So that for me, no. Fuck no. It shouldn't even be, we're over here debating AP, a guy that's linebacker coach from fucking Arizona, over a guy like Harbaugh that's got fucking championships, taking team to a Super Bowl. Give a fuck if a guy's played on the fucking team that's been to a Super Bowl. This guy built Super Bowl teams. And then let's not forget about what Harbaugh did with that Niners team. That was Singletary's fucking team. That was struggling ass fucking team. Couldn't do shit. Breaking 8-8 fucking in that deal. And what holding below fucking here comes fucking Harbaugh. Takes Kaepernick's sorry motherfucking ass on over there. And then gets Blaine Gabbert too. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm rolling Harbaugh all day, every day. Like, you can't convince me. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Crazy about that?
I've said it 100 times. I don't build my team by where a motherfucker comes from. Like, fuck that shit. Do what? Every guy comes from Compton or fucking Southern California and build for my team. Fuck, I'll take a dude from
what's
fucking
crazy?
New Zealand, fucking Africa, fucking Australia, fucking Russia. I don't give a fuck where that bitch is from. He can knock a bitch out and play it. I'm getting him.
What's crazy about that is, like, looking at it at a standpoint, like, even as Raider fans, I feel like you too, even Ozzy, that that our fan base is so diverse. We're so like divided on one side and another. We have the casual side and then like real fans and stuff like that. And I just feel like people that are like let's say our divided side, like one side of us, and I feel like that's the side Mark listens to, is the people that are like, oh, we should have kept Bisaccia. Oh man, we should have kept him, bro. He was gonna take us to the promised land next year, stuff like that. But like reality, this dude was a interim special teams coach, dude. And then now we get Pierce, and then watch if Pierce does good, they're like, oh man, we let Pierce go, and then we lose. Like, say if we got like Harbaugh, right, and we lose, they're gonna be like, oh man, you guys should have kept Pierce, man.
You're not gonna lose
that
with
guy
Harbaugh.
and stuff like that.
You're not losing.
No,
with Harbaugh.
and no, I'm
You're
just saying
have,
though. I'm saying
you're
we
not
might
gonna have
when he's
Harbaugh.
you
Yeah,
might
Harbaugh's
win
not-
2 years.
if that
Harbaugh's
happens,
years
not
for a
gonna
rebuild.
come in here and Harbaugh is not gonna come in here and be like, "Hey guys, Patriot way." Harbaugh's gonna come in here and be like, "Listen, motherfuckers, this is how football has been played. My family been through this shit massively, offensively, defensively. His dad's a badass. His fucking brother's a badass. He's a badass, dude. Like, he ain't gonna be here saying like, hey, I've learned my shit from Bill. He's gonna be like, hey, I taught my shit to my people, and we've gotten there because of me. Like, there's a big fucking difference. And he's not gonna be like,
I'm just saying that
he's not gonna be like, oh, what's your opinion? Bye. He's gonna fire these dudes. He's gonna get rid of them.
I agree, 100%, and that's what I'm saying. I agree with that, and that's what I'm saying. Year one's always might be a losing season, just because you've got to implement a new system. You've got to implement like all the new coaching stuff and whatever. So
it'll be a losing season. I don't give a fuck if he keeps Adams and everybody, because he's gonna get a different quarterback. It's 100% gonna be losing season. And don't get me wrong, man. I would say losing, but don't put it past Harbaugh to win. So I wouldn't fucking. Like I said, the thing about Jim,
change coaches.
The thing about Jim, dude, is that why I would take him over John is because Jim has the mind on both sides. Jim has the offensive side of him being
Harbaugh's the only guy to take over Chucky.
And I'm saying that what?
I said Harbaugh is the only guy to take over Chucky. But if it's not,
I thought you said Bisaccia. I
said Chucky. Gruden.
Yeah, no, that's facts. That's 100% facts, because I've said Jim Harbaugh, the thing that I would take, and I meant like John Harbaugh, like over John, is that I would take Jim because Jim has the offense and defensive mind of what John Harbaugh has, and Jim has it, and he has it offensively too. Like, that's why I've said I've always wanted Jim here, man. Jim knows his shit, dude. Like, he is no slouch.
He's built multiple teams in the NFL and college.
If you go back and look on my shit before
and the other thing is, the other reason why I wouldn't mind Harbaugh over Gruden is I feel like Harbaugh will be better at drafting college players to bring into the NFL. Because how he's built
development's been massive, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. That's what I'm saying. So I think he'll be a better at drafting. We won't have so many bust draft picks with Jim Harbaugh. because he knows how to scout players. He knows how to build teams.
Well,
Like
look
he
what
did
he just
Michigan
said, that
and shit.
he's looking to break Georgia's record
Yeah,
right now with 18 to 22 draft picks, bro.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So he knows how to pick them. Like, and he's also picked.
And he
drafted
knows
really
how
good
to
liners.
develop them. Those you got to
Yeah,
remember.
Yep.
You have to remember, if he has 18 to 22 draft picks from Georgia or from Michigan to the NFL, that means he built them. He was the one that created
that's
those
right. Yep,
people.
that's right. That's what I'm saying. That's right. Because he's built teams both in college and the way he drafted for them is when they went from being like mediocre to being what they are.
Yeah, and they're looking like, right, they said this year he could break the record for most drafted college kids.
Most drafted players from his system or from his program in college.
Yeah, 18 to 22, which would beat Georgia's deal. And that's why I say, like, he ain't no slouch dude. And at the end of the day,
thing I'm wondering though, if we got Harbaugh, I'm wondering would he bring in McCaffrey, quarterback? Because he's in this year's
his
draft.
quarterback.
Yeah. Or would he get someone else? Like, that's the question.
I don't know. I think it would depend on where our draft pick was, and
because now,
when like he would have the most. He would have the most. So look, like if Harbaugh came to the Raiders, right? He would have the most advantage at scouting at the following year. To
that's
get
what I'm
people,
saying.
because he played against all these most of these motherfuckers for the last few years, for one, in college, and he knows who they are. He knows what they've done. Like Harbaugh has a massive advantage coming in next year being ours. So like what you're saying, like him picking his quarterback from his school, right?
Yeah,
he would. Possibly. He's not going to be a first round, I don't think.
He is. He's right at the end of the first at the moment, unless he drops more after the combine. But right now he's around the end of the first, like somewhere between like say 29th pick or 27th pick of the draft.
So that would mean like we're not going to be that far down the draft, and we're not going to draft him at the 15th.
Because right now, because before at one point we were at like 15 or something when we won the other game. I think right now we're around 10 or 11 or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
I knew it was the 2002-03 season. I fucking knew it.
What you were saying before, because I know it was with Rich Gannon at quarterback. I just couldn't remember which year it was.
But that's why I say that. That's why I say with Harbaugh, dude, he just has a lot of advantage. And like at the end of the day, this is why I think when we're looking at building a team or building a better team or a franchise, we can't keep playing that. Well, he comes from LA, or listen, we did that with Peters. We've done that with numerous people in the just recent past. And that shit has bit us like a fucking rattlesnake right in front of us.
The thing I wouldn't mind, but I don't think Jim would do it. Is I'd love for Pierce to be like an assistant head coach to Jim, just to get the chance.
The only way it would happen is if Mark said it. The only way it would happen.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If Mark says like,
but again,
I'm going to give you all the power, but the only condition I have is you need to keep Pierce under you, just because I want to give him a chance to learn from you. That's it.
Yeah, but then you'd be suffocating your organization, and
then
you're acting like
it's
not going to
It
work.
might cause a clash or something.
And not only that, it'd probably suffocate Pierce's career too, because he can probably leave and go somewhere else and do something. I mean, look, if Harbaugh comes here and tells Pierce like, "Hey, I like what you did with the linebackers, man, and you want to come back here, dude, like I'll give you that with the title of assistant head coach, because that's like a Rich Bisaccia where he was special teams, but as assistant head coach title." I would have no issue with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. That right there.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, he might do that, but the problem when I look at things like that is that you're going to create a problem. Because
Yeah, that's
now,
I was thinking about it, because what if there's a conflict of a conflict within
fuck,
the
what
locker room
happens
because of
if
that?
you have dudes on the team that are like, he should have been the head coach and not fucking Harbaugh? Like, I'd be
Yeah,
on
that's
that shit.
exactly. That's what I was
Like,
thinking.
if you're trying to build something for real, real, you have to go in and cut the fucking head off the snake, dude,
Yeah,
and you
because
got
the
to
thing
rebuild
the
that
thing
shit
I'm
from
thinking
the
about
ground
too
up.
is, if Harbaugh comes in, the thing he pretty much is going to do is he's going to get rid of most of the veterans and keep like any of the young guys that are like really cheap labor kind of thing, and then he's
He's
only going to
gonna
keep
tell
certain
Devontae
veterans.
he's
Oh
gonna tell
yeah,
Devontae to restructure his contract.
he's either
ASAP.
going to be restructure. He's either going to be a restructure, or I'm going to trade
Or
you.
trade.
That's what. Yep.
Damn
Because there's
right.
no way Jim's going to come in. He's got to build the team in his way, and there's a $40 million receiver on there. Like, that's not going to
Nope.
work.
Not without the receiver or without the quarterback here, and his quarterback. And let's just say that, and this is why I say that he's the best guy to do it, because it's something like you just said. If he drafted his quarterback, he's gonna say, "Hey, we've been to national championships. We've won against the best people in college, and we didn't even have a receiver year standard." So he's gonna say, "I've beat the best in college that are coming to the NFL. Why do I need to spend that type of money on you?" Like, that's why I said Harbaugh.
Yeah, because the thing is,
the guy,
Harbaugh could do is just like, because someone like Adams is still going to get you like at least a 1 and a 2, probably at least bare minimum, right?
Yeah, Adams gonna get us our money.
I'm saying bare minimum, and then with that, you already got your first round pick too. There's nothing to stop you from possibly even moving up and getting a Marvin Harrison, or go get another wide, or even use one of the picks on wide receiver like that Rome Oza does, or fucking go get in the 3rd round, go and get Troy Franklin out of Oregon or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, like they said, I don't know if he'll get off of Jacobs. I think he'll probably be like 8 mil. Fucking.
I think Jacobs could still stay just because Harbaugh likes to run the ball a lot, and Jacobs would probably fit his system if he's
He would put
depending on the contract.
A way bigger line here for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and yeah, because he's similar to Gruden, like his game.
He'll put a mauling line. He'll put a
just like Gruden tried to do. He had a big line.
He'll have a mauling line.
And then I agree. And then so Jacobs could stay at the right price, I think. As long
he
as
would
he's
pay
willing to
Jacobs
take
$8 million, and he would tell Jacobs if he don't, he would. And if he didn't take $8 million, he'd be like, "No, you can't stay here." He'd look. If Harbaugh came here, I'll tell you, Jacobs' contract right this minute would be 8 years.
Probably like 2 or 3 years, $8 million. Yeah.
It would be $8 million, 24 million for 3 years, $8 million a year. That's what it'd be.
Yeah, and it'd probably only be about 15 or something guaranteed.
Yep, he ain't gonna he's not even gonna play those games, dude. And that's why I keep saying, like, the only guy that's gonna get his fairly and outright is Max, because Max is under the contract that's already got it. And not only that, Harbaugh ain't getting rid of a guy like Max for his team. No fucking way in hell. Yeah, what do you think gets a guy like Vic over here or something like that is a guy like Max? That's exactly what gets those guys here.
Facts, I agree. And not just him, there's certain other guys, like obviously keep Tyree, he's still on his rookie deal and shit. So.
I think Tyree's going to stay here regardless, because Tyree,
Tyree's a beast. I keep telling you.
Tyree is at 1.5 sacks, 9 games, dude. Had one of the worst fucking foot injuries in football.
Yeah,
I said it. Khalil Mack was drafted 4th overall, didn't have any injuries, dude, and only had 4 sacks the whole year. So I don't even hear that shit. Like,
yeah, I agree. I've been saying that same shit, and then people call me crazy if I'm comparing him to Mac.
Yeah, Tyree's strength is man strength, bro. When he gets going, he's gonna get going.
Because the other thing with Mac is like the guy. He's like linebacker / DN, whereas Tyree's like DN / DT. Because of his strength, like he could play some inside snaps.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. If Harbaugh gets here, dude, and he sees that Tyree offers more fucking get up in the inside than the outside, he may put weight on him and make him play there because of his build and his height. He he can turn into another DeForest Buckner, dude. So,
yes, exactly. That's
like,
exactly what I was about to say. The comparison is DeForest Buckner.
yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't put it past any of them dudes at that point. And
I wouldn't
I've
mind
said
that, because if Kuntz comes along, then you can put, or we get another guy on the other side of Max, then you can put Tyree inside like that.
Well, and I think that if, like I said, I think he would tear it all down. I mean, if AP was to stay here, I think AP is going to be forced to play with the team, because that's what Mark and them are saying is you can win with this team. Where I've said, like, there's a base of team here, but the whole team isn't here. There's no fucking way in hell anybody.
Hell no, we need corners. We need more linebacker depth.
I mean, like I've said, if
more
you
DN
get
depth.
if you get
DT
so
depth.
listen, if you get Jalen Smith playing football and you got Masterson, Jalen, Diablo, and Spillane, I mean, you got great
And
football
Bernie.
depth. I mean,
You
you
got
don't
Bernie,
you don't need no more linebackers, because Jalen Smith was one of
I'm
the
only,
best.
I'm only saying, yeah, I agree. I'm only
He
saying
was one of the
linebackers
best
if
in the league
Spillane
at
don't
the
come back.
time. At the time, and if Pierce can get that up,
I
that
think-
see, look, that's how Pierce keeps his job, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Pierce keeps his job as a Raider by development of players, or how he picked up a guy off a practice squad and took him that was a superstar in Dallas, depleting down fucking star playing as a practice squad player in the Saints. Bring him back to your team. He got him on the starting roster within that week. Fucking Josh and them would never did that. They would have been like, nope, he wasn't here long enough to practice, this, that, the other. He would have never got it. They would have made him fucking wait it out. Salute Raiders now. Appreciate you, bro. They would have never let him do that. Fucking what's AP do? AP gets here. Fucking he knows, all right, fucking we got our dudes down. We don't got it. Oh, all right, go get Jalen Smith. He's the next superstar. He's the next superstar player that's sitting on a roster somewhere. Picks him up. I even said in the off season I wanted that guy, dude. I mean, I've said it. That guy has great potential as a player. Then he brings him here, and I said 2 tackles in a week. Hey, that's damn good. You're lucky that dude even knew the damn system, period. So to let him go out and pick up tackles already, I mean, you give this guy a month or you give this guy a few weeks, man, he can go from 2 to 10 easily. So he has the play capability to do it. And I said why I think Pierce would get to keep a job over, listen, 95, 98% of the players or coaches that's ever been a head coach in the NFL have been a play caller on the offense or defensive side of the ball.
Great.
And then not only that, their offense and defense is tailored to that coach. So the team, no matter what team it is in the NFL, offensive coach or defensive coach is tailored that team to their play calling or their style. AP doesn't have that. He doesn't offer an offense or defense. He doesn't even have a fucking playbook to even begin with to do that. So the only way I've said that, look, I've said when you look back at Joe Judge didn't get the job. He was the fucking special teamer. He didn't get shit, so he got fucking shipped back to the fucking Patriots. When you're special teams coach, dude, again, don't offer a deal. You're just offering special teams, which I'm not gonna say is not like, but it's very irrelevant compared to offense or the defense. But like I said, it's a factor in the game, just not as big a factor as this side of the ball. But at this point, where what I'm getting to is Pierce keeps his job because it's almost like the fucking Greg Olsen deal where he fucking brought up about Waller. See, I'm not saying that Olsen is a great coach or a great deal, but
you mean Frank Smith? Because Frank Smith was the one that brought Waller in. You mean the tight end coach, Frank Smith?
Yeah, when he seen fucking Waller over in the fucking practice squad.
That was Frank. That was Frank Smith, our tight end coach at the time. Him and Olsen together scouted him, I think, on the practice squad.
Yeah, because I think it's Olsen that was the one that knew Waller fucking. Either way, I'd have to re-go, but I think either way. But I think it is. Long story short, when you can look at a player somewhere and see where other people have them put up to be set up to retire versus a guy being able to come in and revitalize his whole career. Again, a guy like Waller, where he comes in that is a druggie on his way out, don't even want to play football, to becomes on the Raiders one of the best in the NFL. Now, if you take a guy like Jalen in the same stature where he's on his way out, where people are looking at it that way, and then you have Pierce that's seen it like, hey, I'm a linebacker coach. This guy's been a great player. Let me get him here, bring him up. That's good. But you can't just do it in the linebacker spot. You got to be able to do it in multiple spots. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like you're gonna have to be able to. Yeah, you're gonna have to be able to pick it up in multiple different.
That's why I said it's like a 1% chance that the only way AP would get the job and not Harbaugh or someone like that is if he does what you just said and wins a playoff game. Like that's even then the chances are very slim. Like
even if he wins a playoff game, this is why I've said I just can't.
Yeah, that's what
I can't get behind. I can't get behind him being the coach, like for a lot of reasons. One, this is Ziegler and Josh's team. They put this together. I've said it the whole time. The team didn't lack anything but the quarterback. I mean, if he swapped out the quarterback,
I agree. I said the same shit. I said Jimmy G was the downfall of Josh McDaniels. I've been saying this.
Yeah, I said it since the day we drafted Aiden, man. I mean, I've got it on my draft board.
Josh McDaniels fucked up by not paying Aiden sooner. I reckon if
he had
he
6
played
years,
Aiden sooner,
he had the 6-year contract, so he wasn't worried about playing him this year.
Yeah, but I think
kept
he fucked
saying
up
it the whole time.
Yeah, I agree. But
what did I say on this? What did I say on our show? I said the whole time when everybody kept talking about
contract. Yeah.
That's what I said the whole fucking time.
But my point is, when he saw that like he might be on the way out, he should have just started Aiden anyway. Even like when he kind of saw like, you know, not when he saw the writing was on the wall, but might have been too late by then. But when he like after that Chargers game, he should have freaking like just said fuck it and just started Aiden.
Yeah, and he that's why I say it was probably way too
that's his
for
big,
him.
I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like that was his.
It was probably way too late for him because he got fucking told on that meeting, and then shit came.
Yeah, that's
that
what
week.
I mean. Yeah, no. Same the 4 weeks. I reckon maybe that's
that day, wasn't it? They had that meeting that morning.
Yeah, they had that meeting, but I feel like that was when Mark said like, you know, this is your last chance, kind of deal. That's what I reckon.
That guy, told him. He said, "I hate coming here and seeing your face every day." Fuck, dude. I mean,
because they had another players meeting later, so I think what he pretty much said, the gist of it, we've been saying along the lines like you know, you're on thin ice. You need to improve. At that point, I would have said, "Fuck it, I'm taking Jimmy out, I'm benching him, I'm putting Aiden in because this is my last chance to do anything. So I might as well just fucking give the kid it and see what happens." Like. And I think that's Josh McDaniels' biggest fuck up was not starting Aiden after that meeting, like because after what
did you say? What meeting did you say? Yeah,
didn't he have a meeting after the Chargers game? I think it was after the Chargers game or something, wasn't it? We were talking
with
about
Mark?
later. Yeah, didn't he have one earlier in the season after the Chargers game? I think it was. Or shortly after that,
I don't know, man.
Because I know they had about two. Because they had like 2 or 3 before including the last one. But yeah, we just fired. But, yeah.
I know last year they did, but I didn't hear much of this year. I mean, you would think if that was the case, I would have been making memes of that or had it on, not memes, but I would have had.
Maybe it was just rumors then.
I said it numerous times. I said it numerous times with Josh that I said, I said Josh ain't gonna get fired because Mark would have said something by now. I said it the whole time, dude. Like, I think what got Josh fired is when he told AP don't fucking talk shit on the Patriots, and fucking AP said fucking that the Raiders can beat anybody because that's how the fucking Giants looked at it when they beat the Patriots. And then Josh told him, don't fucking talk shit on the Patriot way. And then that's when Max and fucking Josh Jacobs went up to Mark and up to the office and told fucking Mark that fucking they didn't see it the same as way that was going down there with Josh. And I think that's when Mark made the decision that it's the Raider fucking way over the Patriot way, because at the end of the day, we are Raiders, not
Yeah,
Patriots.
and then the other thing that I think, like I keep saying, is the biggest fuck up that he did is he wasn't listening to certain players, like the more veteran players like Max and Adams and whatnot. Like, I can understand you want to implement your scheme, but there's got to be like it should be 70, at least 70-30 the coach's way. Like, you got to listen to your players sometimes, or you know what I mean. Otherwise, that's how you get fucking, even in normal jobs, man. That's how you get strikes and fucking whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think you can only listen to your players to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent, but I feel like you know how
without the coach, you don't have schemes. So
yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. But what I'm saying, he, you know, that kind of the difference between where, like, you know, the manager does what he does most of the time.
I think what made,
but then there's sometimes you got to listen to your employees. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think what happened here was. What I think happened here is it's not so much based on.
I feel like it's an ego thing, and
I think it was more like fucking like Josh. The dude, look, Josh basically told AP, like, if he talks shit on the Patriots, he's gonna whoop his ass. Like, that's pretty much what he told him. And fucking, I think at the end of the day, when Max and them went up there, I think that, like you said, we are fucking Raiders. Dude, it's not about Josh and AP almost got in a fight about Josh representing the Patriots. AP just talking about the Raiders, the Raider way, beating anybody, whoever's come in. That's how we've been our whole life. So I don't think Josh would have lost his job. I'm 100% sure Josh would not have lost his job if he would not have confronted AP in that stature after AP. Look, AP got up on the fucking table and said it when Josh sat down after everybody was talking to him, after everybody told him all the shit. He got told all kind of crazy shit, dude. There are people telling him some wild shit. But long story short, he fucking sent AP up to fucking take his place for a moment so he wasn't having to deal with all of that. And then that's when AP fucking popped off and said, we need to have our own culture, our own way. And he said that back when we were the fucking in the 2000 Giants, when we thought we can beat anybody and everybody we faced. And then he said, even the Patriots. And fucking in that year, and I think it was the year that they gave them their only loss.
And they won the Super Bowl. That's the only time.
And then when he got off of the podium, from the podium, that's when Josh confronted him and told him, "You don't ever fucking talk about the Patriots like that. You don't ever put the Patriots down like that." And then that's when I think Josh Jacobs and Max were like, we're not here. Like, it's not about the Patriots, about the Raiders, you know? And then that's when they went to Mark. That's when they went to Mark and probably told Mark, like, Josh is probably here for the wrong reasons. Like, he's here for the Patriots, not the Raiders. And at the end of the day, I've said it, as much as I hate Mark, dude, like, I'm not a Mark guy in any way, shape, or form, but Mark is an Al Davis son, and it is Raiders first, not the Patriots. And it doesn't matter how much you love it or not. There's a difference about why Mark was so avid about fucking John Gruden. That's what people don't understand. I've said it, and look, Mark, Al Davis,
Raider coach.
Al Davis was so scared that fucking John was so much like Al, he shipped that motherfucker in the middle of the night, dude. Like,
that was bullshit. I woke up. I was so pissed off when we traded him because I'm like, here we go. This is gonna fuck the whole season.
It wasn't about that. Yeah, it wasn't about that. Al always wanted control. It's his.
Yeah, I agree with that. Al wanted to be the head coach, the GM. Like, he wanted to do everything, because even if Gruden said he wanted something and Al didn't want it, Al would be like, I don't give a fuck. We're doing it my way.
That's right. And that was the difference with John. See, when John got here in '98, he was able to get his few people here and there, dude. He got Woodson, you know. He fucking went and was able to go get fucking
He's so, and I'm pretty
Gannon
sure
from Kansas City as the backup.
Yep.
And but long story short,
and that's
was
another thing. Gannon wasn't shit before John. He was
nope,
a journeyman.
but John knew he needed more control within the organization to be able to get the team where he wanted it. And that's why he went to John or went to
that's
Al,
exactly right.
and he told Al that he wanted more management. He told him he wants general management and head coach. He wanted more control within the scouting and drafting department. And fucking Al told him, yeah, sure, no problem. Fucking shipped his ass to Tampa, dude, for fucking what was it, $7 million, 2 firsts, and fucking
it was a
2
first and a second, I think, or something.
You know,
like that.
and that's why I said too many people always sat here and thought like, oh, Al did it because he feared like Gruden was.
No, it's because it's like when it's because you have a clashing of personalities. Because
damn right, because if he did that means Al would have to sit back. And the thing people don't understand is Al. When people say like Al would have never did that, Al didn't do it for anybody. So you're right, Al. You could use that comment for any person, that no matter who the fuck it was, because Al never did it for anybody, and he never was gonna do it because it was his team, it was his deal.
Yeah,
Al wanted to run it. That he didn't get there to give it to somebody else. You know what I mean? So that's why I've always said that I hated the fact that they shipped off Gruden in that early 2000s, because that was the biggest.
I think if they didn't, if we didn't ship Gruden off, we win the Super Bowl that year.
Oh fuck, dude, we damn near, dude, we were only gonna have it in 2000, dude, when we got fucking hurt by fucking Syracuse, but fucking. But my point is that when you have that much greed or that much control. I've said when they shipped off Gruden that year, I believe that's when the curse got placed, because I believe at that point, like the football gods literally came down and said, like, Gruden changed this shit for the better by mile. Dude, we were playing some of the best football that Raiders have played.
Yeah, and not just that. Like
that was solid.
If you look at like 2000 to 2003 defense, it reminded me of the old school. If you watch old school Raiders film defense, like that's how good he had the defense playing, and the offense was going off too.
And I said, like, when Gruden came back the second time, he wasn't the same as he was the first time around. But it did take him a little longer, I won't lie. But year 4, he was rolling. Like, Gruden had his shit down in year 4.
Yeah.
It was finally getting everything together. I spoke on it even here just a little bit ago. For what people called Gruden spelled picks, dude, Gruden has some of the best players in all football right now as the face of the Raiders. So if Gruden would have had his draft picks this last year and this year, you know what I mean? Like, I think he would even have even more, like he would have had more players here that would have been better. I've always said you're not going to hit on every player. It's unrealistic. It doesn't happen. There's nobody that's done it. So
I agree with that, but I just feel like there's too many misses still. Like
people are gonna have their misses. The difference is we didn't just have 7 picks. We had fucking 10, 12. I mean, people are gonna have their misses. I mean, again, I would love to see the statistics of odds on a 7 people being picked. What the odds are that all 7 or 5 or 3 or 2 are starters. So,
but I'm just saying the Raiders are kind of like notorious for having like really bad drafting.
Every team does. But
I'm saying we're like historically bad.
Nah, I don't think so. Some of ours have had some of the best in NFL history. And again, this is why I know it's bullshit. Every single team, there are 32 teams. 32. There have been fucking 50. What is it? What year are we in right now? 55? 55 years?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm talking about recent history. They're like, look at the.
I don't give a shit about a recent history. Recent or not, that has nothing to do with anything. My point in drafting, period, is is the fact in drafting alone that it's not. There are 32 fucking teams, 32
Yes, but
people
I'm
picked
saying
in
out
the
of
first
32
round, and there are not in 10 years, in 10 fucking years, there are not 32 first round men. There would be 10 first round picks on every single team that are superstars. Psych! Not happening. You'd be lucky out of 32 teams if there's fucking 10.
I'm not even saying about superstars. I'm saying look at the 2020 draft class. It's pretty much outside of a Meek. There's like barely any left on the team.
Again, I'm not gonna debate shit like that.
Like Ruggs would have been another one.
I literally just said the whole thing. There's 32 teams. 32 teams pick one first round draft pick. That means there's 32
I'm not talking first round. I'm talking round 1 to 7. 1 to 7.
Man,
we have a Meek,
10
and
years.
we would have Ruggs. That's it.
In 10 fucking years, there's 320 first round draft picks.
I'm not talking just first round. I just said from rounds 1 to 7 in 2020, there's pretty much no one left on the team.
It doesn't matter. And there's that same way across the NFL. So it ain't just for us. It's for a lot of teams. 32 other fucking
Not
teams.
that many.
Probably fucking 27. I just said the number. How do you not? What do you mean not that many? I literally
If you
just
look at
said,
other teams, you cannot tell me that every other team in the NFL is as bad as us.
How you guys don't understand fucking math. In
I'm
math,
not talking about just
there's
first rounders.
320 first round draft picks. There's only
you're not hearing me,
fucking
bro.
11 starters, offense and defense. That's 22.
Yeah, I get all that, but I'm not
300
talking about. You're talking about a small group. You're just talking first round. I'm saying
Small
rounds
group. I'm
1
just
to
talking
7.
about the first round.
That's what I'm
What do you mean
saying.
a small group.
Yeah, rounds. I'm talking rounds 1 to 7. I'm talking drafting overall over the last decade for the Raiders has been terrible compared to other teams. It's been terrible. It's been historically bad. It's like in the NFL fucking Guinness World Record. Yes, it is. The Raiders are the worst at drafting in the
All
last
right,
decade.
name what
of any
other
team.
teams have had high success draft rates that are we're
Miami,
supposedly talking about.
Bengals, fucking
You're talking about
Jacksonville.
teams that just did it in the last few years, and then we're talking about 2 or 3. And again, Miami didn't draft those guys outside of Waddle. They fucking traded for them. So you can't talk about they drafted those guys. Those guys were brought from other fucking teams. From the Broncos, from the Chiefs, from fucking other teams. They ain't even there. The Niners, they're not even their fucking players. So that's an irrelevant fucking conversation. We're gonna fucking sit here and talk about what? Jamar Chase? Is that who we're talking about? And Joe Burrows? Who the fuck else are we talking about?
I'm not talking
Like,
about guys that are superstars. I'm talking about
We're
even
not
the
even
guys
we're
that have
talking
been on the
about
team.
2 guys. We're talking about 2 fucking guys. What? Then we're gonna go to the Jets and say Sauce Gardner, fucking who else? Fucking Garrett Wilson. They were in the
What
same
about the last
fucking
4
year.
years before that?
Good Lord, man. Good Lord, we're over here
I bet you the
acting
Jets
like
and those other teams
the
haven't missed as bad as we
historic
have. They
drafts
haven't,
are
man. That's why we
happening.
sucked for 20 years.
We're
Right? Because
talking about historic
we built teams through the
drafts.
draft.
This is crazy as
I'm
fuck.
not
What their success? Hey, their success is no different than
I'm not
ours.
talking
We got
about just
Matt
those
fucking
drafts.
Crosby here.
You can't
Again, it
miss
makes zero
6
sense.
players out of 7 players in a draft and say you had a good draft.
That's insane.
You got to hit at
Oh,
least
you guys-
like out of 7 picks, you got to hit at
Oh,
least
you
3 or
guys-
4 of them to consider it to be a good draft. And I'm
Well,
not even
you're-
saying superstars. I'm saying guys that
It
are even
doesn't
fucking
work like that. I
Swain or
literally
fucking
just asked you the
a
teams.
Meek.
You gave me fucking 2 or 3, and one of the teams ain't even fucking part of it, and there's still 20 fucking 30 other fucking
Bills?
teams in the NFL.
Fucking pretty much almost every other team is drafted better than
There
us in the
ain't.
last
It wouldn't
5
be
years.
that hard to debate that shit. Because half these teams, what you're talking
Yeah, all right,
about, weren't
I'll bring up
drafted.
a
They
topic
were
on the next
traded
day, but I'll
for.
prove it because everyone knows
A
that the
lot of
Raiders have
these
sucked
teams
at
were
drafting for a
traded for.
decade, man.
A lot
It's
of
fucking
these teams
clear
were
as day.
traded
It's in the
for.
fucking NFL fucking like the NFL fucking historic books. Like
Nah, these guys
how
were
bad we've
traded
been at
for.
drafting.
They didn't fucking draft those motherfuckers. Niners traded, they traded, Dolphins traded, Bills is fucking traded 100%. That's why fucking Allen was considered a fucking flop, and then they traded for
But he wasn't,
Stephen
though.
Diggs and them. That's exactly what happened there. Allen's ass was on his way the fuck out. That's where he was heading, right out the door.
Yeah, because of shit coaching.
Then they said, you know what? They said before we do that, let's go fucking trade for fucking Stephon Diggs. Why don't you guys know your history? Let's sit here and talk about like
what's the,
like
to
these
do what I'm saying?
motherfuckers
It doesn't
were
change the fact that the
drafted that
Ravens
they were
were
so
drafted.
fucking great and all these draft picks. We fucking talk about 2 picks in a fucking team. Get the hell out of here. Last 10 years, fucking they drafted 2 good players. Fuck, we drafted more than 2. We just didn't have a team to fucking support them. Like, get the hell out of here. We drafted fucking 1 year, just fucking 2014. We got Khalil fucking Mack, Derek Carr, motherfucking Gabe Jackson. So I don't even know where the fucking narrative of us not drafting good players and us not bullshit. We've had some of the most historic players in the NFL just recently. So I don't even know where the hell that narrative has even come from. Fucking Raiders ain't drafting. How about the Raiders ain't back those draft picks up on good teams? How about that? Fucking talking about Raiders had historic fucking bad drafts. Well, we got fucking Jacobs, fucking Rubs, fucking.
That's one draft.
We got Jacobs, Rubs, fucking Max. We got Jacobs, Rub, Max just here in the 2020 era. Then in the 16 era, you got fucking.
2 years is 14
and then
picks.
in that era, you had fucking Amari Cooper. You had Cooper, fucking Max, fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's a 2015 draft was a decent draft. What I'm talking about is other drafts outside of that. Like, you got to look at it like this. No, if you're going to do it that way, you got to do it this way. Every year, every team gets 7 draft picks. Out of 7 draft picks, they should hit at least minimum of 3 of them. That's less than 50%, right? And once they hit on it, wait. Well, that's how you got to look at it. And I'm not saying fucking superstars. I'm saying they got to at least be serviceable and fucking finish their fucking rookie contract.
How it's done.
Because that's how NFL's build their team through the draft. You can't have success if you can't draft success.
I don't know where you got that from.
Because you can't have a successful fucking franchise if you can't fucking draft for shit. Like, that's why we've been shit for 20 years.
Bullshit.
That's bullshit. Yes, it is. Yeah. No, it's not.
That's bullshit. The Rams just won
because cheap labor. Cheap labor. The base of your team, it doesn't have. I'm not talking about fucking Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, right? But the base of your team, like the depth of your team, right? Even the 3rd, 4th string guys should be guys that are on rookie or like cheap deals. Otherwise, how are you going to afford to go out there and get a Calais Campbell at DT and shit if you don't have the depth of the team? It's built through the fucking draft. Every team that's been successful, every team that's made it to the Super Bowl has done this. It's fucking proven, man. If you want to get to a Super Bowl in today's NFL, you need to have the basics of your team on rookie deals or cheap deals. That's proof. It's fucking been it's been statistically proven. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. If you cannot build the base of your team through the draft and not draft well, you're not going to have success. You're not, because you can't go out. You got a limited cap space.
Whose teams have done that, for one? I mean, I guarantee you guys are going to say
any team that's made it to a fucking Super Bowl.
Done it over the last fucking 20 years.
You're not getting what I'm saying, bro. You're misunderstanding. I'm not saying
cap salary like we have now, so I don't even know what the fuck you're talking
about. That's my point. That's my point.
You're
not getting
talking about.
Bro, just don't talk over me and let me talk for a second, because you're not getting what I'm fucking saying.
Right now,
you need guys like Amik Robertson on your team to build a team. Yes, you do.
No, it's not. You literally just implied multiple times. One, you said teams can't win Super Bowls without it. The Rams literally just went for 4 fucking years, 5. Literally saying,
well, so every wait, this is where you're going wrong. So every fucking player, all 53, right?
I asked you about the fucking players here. I said, clear as fucking day. Hey, tell me the fucking team you're talking about. You named 3 fucking teams, and I told you
Every
2 of those 3 were traded for, not drafted. I don't
Listen,
give a fucking.
you
Get in
can
your
go
feelings,
and
act about
trade
whatever
for
you
players
want. Not
once
true.
you have the base of your team. You cannot fucking go into free agency and get 53 fucking free agents. Right? And you're not listening, you're missing this thing that I'm saying. You're thinking I'm talking about like you have to draft stud players. No, I'm saying you have to at least draft reasonably serviceable players so that then you have the cap space to go and fucking trade for superstars, because you've got to do it one way or the other. You cannot trade for superstars if the depth of your team is shit because you haven't drafted well. You haven't even drafted guys that are serviceable to a level of a Meek Robertson or someone like that. They're that bad that they're out of the door within 1 or 2 years of their rookie contract. That's bad. Every rookie contract is about 3 or 4 years. Some have a 5th-year option, right? If they're not on the least on the team for 2 years or 3 years, then that's bad drafting. It's bad.
Yeah, I think too many people are taking a Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not saying you have to. No, I don't give a fuck about Patrick Mahomes. You're not hearing me.
Patrick Mahomes' contract, when you guys are talking about people being serviceable in contracts or this, that, and the other.
I don't.
The only guys you're relating back to.
That aren't shit.
Okay, who then? Because you just said he can draft, or you can go to free agency and get 50 of them. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We got 43 last year. So, yes, you fucking can go there. So, again, do you guys not know what we're getting, who we're
look
getting,
at our quarterback
when we're talking about these things?
We did that because we have a rookie quarterback right now. And we did that because Jimmy G's contract is Jimmy G's contract this year is 6.7 million, not 50 fucking million, right? It's 6.7, and Aiden's is whatever a rookie fucking quarterback contract is, fuck all, right? We don't have a fucking $40 million quarterback. That's why we traded Derek Carr, because we wouldn't have the team we have now with Derek Carr on the books. That's what I'm saying. You've got to do it one way or the other. You can't if you have a superstar fucking quarterback at $50 million, the rest, look at fucking KC's defense, right? Most of that shit, they drafted it. You can't have an expensive quarterback and expensive free agents, is what I'm saying. You've got to do one or the other. You can either have a rookie quarterback and go and get Jordan Love, and that's shit.
Who did Green Bay draft? Who did Green Bay draft when Rodgers was there then?
Jordan Love.
Who did they draft for Rodgers when he was the goddamn fucking quarterback? Because theirs was free agent attributes.
What's that got to do with
what
I'm saying about bad drafting? That just means they're bad at drafting too. What does that point out?
Oh, all right, man. We're done with this conversation. Fucking, what else do you want to talk about?
All right, let me ask you this way: if you're going to build a team, tell me how you're going to financially build it. You got $250 million. How are you going to build it?
I'm gonna end this fucking show in like 2 seconds if you don't fucking find something else to talk about. So we could talk about something else, or else we're done with this shit. Because I'm not going to go over this.
Because I'm asking you a logical question here. $250 million.
No, you're not. I'm not. I don't know if
you're
drinking.
But I gave you a question.
I don't know if you're drinking because you're sitting here saying some crazy shit, and I've literally said like 10 fucking ways.
How is it crazy for me to say, what is the cap space in the NFL teams right now? $250 million, right? So if you pay a quarterback $50 million to $200 million, tell me how you're going to build the rest of the team, because you said Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is $50 million.
Oh my god!
So what are you talking about, bro? I'm not getting it. What the fuck are you talking about? How are you going to build the team?